Alright guys, feel I'm here. Back in our live stream. I'm here. I'll be honest, I'm already kind of tired, but we're gonna do this fucking anyway. Yeah, again, just working on the player ranking. Kind of a crazy day in terms of like reality TV, like drama or whatever, but yeah, we did go out get the like outside that, there's not like too much going on. But let's see. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm trying to find my own stream. There we go. That took forever. Was I invited to the boys meeting? No. Again, I guess I didn't qualify. But yeah, I know that's the thing that's going on, right? Is Rome? Yeah, it's like gathered all the guys or whatever. I'm streaming today. Were you here yesterday? Did I answer already? Yeah, I'm ranking every player. I'm here. I've literally said I'm here every day until this fucking thing's done at this point. Because I actually need to have this done. Ashley Morgan's campaign for traders, iconic. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, it's just weird. I feel like it's like weird from both ends. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, at least like BB27's still relevant. That's something. But yeah, again, here to rank players for another fucking like 4 hours or something. We'll see how much I'm able to get done. We didn't get too much done last night. I did this for 3 hours. I only got through, I think, like 20 something people. Was it like 29 people or something like that? No, more than that by the end, right? I think I started off here. 33 people. So yeah, not that many. So yeah. My first time Ashley didn't start it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's the case. So U27 is training today a year after ended. Yeah. I could not be bothered to think about BB Can. I'm pretty sure I have Renee over Rohan though, but I don't know. Yeah, what about Vince is pretty funny. Probably the most stable relationship. Yeah, that is a thing. That Ashley and Vince are probably on better terms than the other two combinations. Yeah, let's see. Do I have everything set up already? I literally set everything up like an hour ago. I don't think there's any comments, so we don't really. Well, I mean, there is a comment, but it's a comment about having no comments. But no actual comments about the player ranking to run through. This one correctly. Cool. Yeah, nothing there. And then, yeah, just here, no comments, not on my watch. So it's a comment at least. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I could literally look it up, can't I? Didn't I added BB Can 11 and 12 to this, right? Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Renee. Yeah, it's maybe closer than I thought. Oh, no, I do have Rohan higher. Oh, I remembered Renee. I guess Renee is pretty shit, though, actually. But, oh. Kuzi, probably like, if I were to guess, somewhere in like the 60 range. 50, 60 range. Oh, no, higher. 32. Yeah. That's something. How many players in BB Can are there? There's like 150 or something, right? 176. Okay. Oh. That's pretty high for Kuzi. But yeah, we're at 400. Generally, it's kind of insane that we've done this for 6 streams now, like working on this player ranking, and yeah, we're only through what 37.5% in 6 streams. Like, that's genuinely awful. Meldy's probably the safest. I don't know, it's a bit fucked, but probably. Like as of right now, I believe she's still safest. I would not be shocked if something happens to change that, but yeah, right now it seems like she's the safest. Um, uh, yeah, I mean, we might as well start again. I'll still respond to other questions in chat if they come up, but again, I need to get this done at some point. This next tier, this is gonna be a train wreck, by the way. I already recognized this at the end of last stream that, like, I know that this next section is gonna be a train wreck. Like, this is gonna take forever. So we'll just see how much we're able to get done. I think it'll be pretty rough until, like, maybe like, I think when we start getting to, like, the runners up and everything, it probably gets a bit better, but I don't know. Jason having the possibility of going home is saddening. I don't know if it is. I'm kind of content with it. Sasuke World Cup, yeah, I did. That's exciting. Very weird that, like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with the Japanese teams, but it's cool. Like, I'm disappointed Morimoto and Miyaoka are in different teams, but I assume that's because they want the rivalry, I guess. But it's kind of lame also. Giving me Matt Williams vibes. I don't know how, but sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, what is this? This is, again, this is just like a random tier people. I guess, like, they're all like, outside Sally, they're all pre-merge, and they're all like and like Sally was meant to be a pre-merge boot, so I think that's kind of the it's like people that survived a few votes. Yeah, again, it is just a mess. Mitchell Olsen, let me think through Mitchell. So, like, he's high because he was in the initial majority alliance. He got through 2 votes, right? Gets taken out in his third. And even then, that was a tie vote. He's probably fine here. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's a tough thing because, like, there are people that were in the majority before this now, but, like, this is, like, the tier of, like, people that, like, ran things were bad socially, ran things for, like, a sliver of time. I don't even know what the fuck this tier really is. Were Ashley and Morgan on my BB play ranking? Oh, where were? I had Ashley above Morgan. Which, I mean, like, seeing more of Ashley post-show doesn't give me the most confidence in her. Yeah, I had her at 23. And I had Morgan at, like, 40 or something, right? Yeah, 41. I don't know. Probably... yeah, not really sure what I do with Ashley at this point. Like, I feel like if anything, I'll probably just restructure the list more so than, because, like, I feel like if Ashley goes down, Taylor also goes down. If we back to back, I think they're very different players, though. Like, they're radically different players. And it's like, I think Morgan was, like, actually more sloppy in the game. Like, obviously outside the show, it's like, again, Ashley's insane. But on the show, like, Ashley was, like, a fairly, like, tame player. Like, I think the bigger criticism of Ashley is that she just didn't really have, like, that much influence for a good chunk of the season. But, like, Morgan was in, like, a life and death situation for, like, the majority of it. Why is Rachel Green? Because, again, I did these before. Like, this is from when I originally did the ranking. And again, I don't change the colors. Like, it's the same thing. Like, I don't change the... it's literally a first instinct of when I'm putting them on the list, like, what is my first instinct of what color they are. Like, I don't change colors. I've watched that video. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've watched this video. I think it's an interesting video. I agree with like 90% of it. However, I do think there are things in there that are just like outright wrong. um, and I think it is. And again, as much as I do think Jeff deserves a lot of shit. I think some things in there are stretching the shit on Jeff a bit more to like, I don't know. But still, it's like, it is a good video though. I do agree by most of what they end up saying. What was this? Aaron Collins survives a good chunk of votes also. Aaron survives what? 3 votes gets taken. No, 4 votes gets taken out of the 5th. So it's actually a good chunk better. So like essentially in terms of the records, it's that. In the opinion of Angela, drop as a player, seeing her think Rubina should have been voted out at week 4 instead of Cedric. No, that doesn't change anything. Like, who cares? Like, that doesn't change anything. Sorry, that guy before he posted. Yeah, I believe he's like, because he already had a following, right? He was like, he's like a Jordan Fringe-esque YouTuber, right? That like makes a lot of videos about like old kid shows. But I mean, like, again, that video is way better than Jordan Fringe's video. Like, Jordan Fringe's video is like actually just kind of garbage. That video is actually, again, it's a fairly well made video. It's just I disagree with a couple things in it. We talked about this last stream. I literally talked about it. Where's Ashley? Actually, I maybe should actually just put her on here though. Actually, I don't have all the names listed. I don't feel like looking it up now. I'll probably do that tomorrow. Ashley Ashby. Okay, how exactly should I structure this? So like, I feel like Aaron probably is like, Aaron's above Mitchell. Sally's kind of worse, isn't she? But then it's like tough to really gauge Sally, just because like she technically is swap screwed to a degree, or at least like very much disfavored by the swap. But she never really has much traction in that season. I don't think her voting record's that bad. Like, I think Misty's the only vote that she's on. Well, I mean, actually, no, her voting record is bad, but because it's a pagonging. But like, it's what I think she votes out. Wait, no, she only goes to 2 tribals, doesn't she? So it's literally, yeah, it's literally her, like, when Misty... Actually, no, her voting record's really bad. Never finished the Jordan Fringe video. I just looked back and that having 1.2 million views, smash it, yeah. Like, it's essentially a video that feels like him reading off the wiki. Yeah, it was the guy that, like, reviewed every season, and by review, is essentially just listing off all the things that happened in the season. Yeah. Like, I generally find that video insulting. And the funny thing is that, like, I've known, like, I used to be in the same circles as Jordan for, like, a long time back, way back in the day. To where, like, it's kind of insane that, like, because, like, was it back when I was like game collecting and I was in like the game collecting community or whatever, like he was also in the community. But it's like it's funny that like now he's like an actual big YouTuber making this sort of shit, but it's like the one video is like complete dog shit. And again, obviously I don't make the greatest videos in the world, but I would like to think I at least like actually like video quality wise, I guess like he obviously has a step up on me, but in terms of like actual analysis, I feel like at least I try. Anyway, yeah, Sally's voting record's awful, actually. I think it's 1 out of 4. Yeah, because I think the only person she votes out is Ruth Marie. I didn't even really realize that until now. And it's like she's like an affable person, but like I think she is probably taking a dip here. Um, Felt like a Once Upon an Island video, but some 12 hours worse. I haven't like I don't even know. Have I watched? I don't even know if I've watched a Once Upon an Island video that wasn't like a ranking. Um, Definitely gonna get the Super Island Open Era. Probably. I wouldn't say it's like a definitive thing, but probably though. Yeah. Um, let's see. Ruth Marie. Ruth Marie technically has a like clean record until her vote out. But I feel like I do have to have Ruth Murray below Sally. Like I feel like it feels weird to not do it that way. But then again, I actually no, she actually no. Now I think about it, she has two. She votes out two people. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that actually would be fine with her being closer to Mitchell. Probably would ironically say that Poverty won Micronesia because she flirted. Yeah. 1 billion%. I feel like yeah, that's the type of fan Jordan Fringe is. And by like, I don't think he's actually a fan. Ashley Ashby only has one vote off, but obviously he quits. I think her being in this ballpark makes sense. Anthony might just be higher, or at least maybe in more of the Aaron category. Anthony goes through what, 4 tribals, I believe? Over Jessica, Erica, Sylvia, and Rita. Yeah, so 4. So yeah, that is okay. I don't want that to be colored. That could be problematic if someone took context. Anyway, today was really Keisha's birthday, a big brother. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, McCrae beefing with RHP is also very funny. Why I go through, like, just watch the. I'm not even gonna bother to play it. Just fucking watch. Like, that's what this all is. It's going through voting records. It survived 4 tribals. I'm not counting the tribe where to get voted out because it's assumed that they were obviously on the outs of the tribal they went out on. McCrae, he's just he's complaining about Ashley, and it led to him complaining about RGB. Ashley Trainer, I think is also close to this. I think she has a 3 like she survives 3 tribals, right? She survives over Marisa, Betsy, and Ben. So it's kind of like an in-between there. Laura Alexander, I think, survives 2 over Hope and Allie. So that I'm not actually organizing in this way. I'm just trying to visualize it. NECA only survives 1, right? I'll put her here. See, I think Sally just is lower. Like, and it's like I don't even think Sally plays that poorly, but like, is Sally really that much better than like these people? Like, generally, it's like, is Sally even that much better than like Eddie and Reynold, realistically? Yeah, he said like RHEP like leads to groupthink and that they're promoting mediocrity like Ashley, and I don't know, it was some weird like argument. To be fair, there's reasons to hate Melissa. Let's see. Sally versus Bruce is kind of interesting. Like, I think, like, Sally probably deserves, like, some credit for... But no, yeah. I think Sally, yeah, generally Sally probably just is too high on here. I mean, like, her voting record's awful. She's never in a majority alliance. Like, you can argue... I mean, like, she was swap screwed to be on the outs to begin with. But even then, she was, like, saved by a twist before the merge. It's like... You say that Ashley's on a high horse because they encourage her mediocrity. I mean, I think Ashley is high in her own supply, but also I do think she played a decent Big Brother game. Like, I think it's like Ashley outside the show doesn't affect my opinion of Ashley as a Big Brother player. Like, I think just Ashley outside the show is ignorant and I don't know. Like, I don't like Ashley outside the show. It's like I think she just comes off dumb, even though again she's clearly not a dumb person in terms of like IQ and that sort of thing. But she is clearly like ignorant in terms of like how she views the world. However, it doesn't affect how I feel about her as a like player of a social strategy game. I mean, she did act like this at point. She did have like comments that were like kind of weird here and there, but like, but again, I think she's able to like hone it in for the sake of a game. Yeah, there's a lot of dumb drama going around. But yeah, I generally think at this point, is Sally even better than Eddie and Reynolds? Is Sally even better than like Saul and Naseer? I guess the argument would be that Saul and Naseer were almost first boots. Sally wasn't almost a first boot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go here. I think she's below Eddie and Reynolds. Like, I feel like she's actually in the Eddie Reynolds tier. And she's actually below them. Is the way I'm currently feeling. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Are we getting to Bradley this stream? Yeah, I'm just streaming every day until this is done. And I will try to stream every day until this is done. I'll be honest. Today I was a bit on the edge of like, do I feel like it or not? I would not be shocked if like Thursday comes and I'm like, yeah, I'm tired out. I'm not fucking streaming 4 days in a row. But we'll see. Yeah, I think Reynolds will do like fine on a return, but that's not really what this ranking is though. Like, I think if we factor in like people's potential, it just becomes like even more complicated than it already is. And it becomes a lot less like fact based. It becomes a lot more just like, hey, this guy could. I feel like this person's good with like no basis really around it. Drop Genevieve. I don't think Genevieve is based on potential. Like, we see Genevieve play like very well on 50, and then 47. It's like it's a sloppy run, but still one that she almost wins and had the highest win equity of anybody. Like maybe she'll drop a little bit based on the current criteria, but she's still gonna be like fairly high. Yesterday's stream it was like 3.5 hours. This will probably be the same. Like generally it's just like I'm gonna go until I'm tired. Like until I'm like too tired to like think properly. Yeah. I'm debating on what to do with these people because like part of me feels like they should get lower. like they're all pre-merge players that like survive. Like a lot of them were either in like a majority group for a short period of time, um, or and like at least like every vote they went to, they voted correctly before their eliminations. And their eliminations aren't like anything like that egregious. But there's also nothing like too special about them either. Like I guess it's like Ashley. It's like someone that like if she didn't quit the game, then it's like maybe she could have done okay. But I don't know how high to really like put that in the grand scheme of things. Pipe Queen, it comes from her veto win, was the competition where you connected all the pipes. She blew up her game 47, and she still made it the final 5 with the most win equity of anybody. Like she still recovered that. Like she still recovered from her fucking up her game. Like she was able to get back into a spot where like she was in the majority at the time of the final 6, only to be derailed by Rachel's idol and everything. She was, I mean, like again, Operation Italy. She was actually in the majority there. She was in the majority for final 6. I think the rest are probably fair to say she was just scrapping by, but it's like, yeah, she still survives. Let's see. Do I just do this? Okay, I think I need to like conceptualize what I'm doing with Katie and Tarzan. Like I get why they're so high in the sense that they had like good instincts at points. They did survive a decent amount of tribals. Did vote correctly at most of their tribals. We're in a majority at a point. Like I think the thing for me right now is like what makes them so much better than Christina Cha. And like I think with Tarzan, I can rationalize it. Like Tarzan again was in the men's like the on the men's tribe. He was in the majority group at the very beginning. Christina was never really in a true majority group until like she was like attached to the women in the post merge. Katie's like a little bit different. Where like she wasn't really in the like the only like time she was in a majority was like when like her pregame alliance was together in the post swap phase and everything. I'll keep streaming this. Wait, will I keep the streaming schedule to beat Pirate Yakuza? No, but I still intend on being Pirate Yakuza. Yeah, we finished Kyle. Kyle, I dropped down quite a bit. He's down here now. Like he dropped like probably like 15 spots or so. Is Rome gone if he loses Blockbuster? Probably, yeah. Like I think Ashley and NECA, I think them together makes sense. They were in like initial majority groups, eventually leave just because they weren't like with NECA it was like physical liability. Ashley was like that plus the fact that she quit essentially. See, I think I'll go NECA below Ashley. Yeah, I don't know. I think it could be argued either way. Like NECA had more of a like obviously NECA was close to Cody and Jesse, who were like the people that end up running the game, and I think that could be used as a thing to benefit her. With Ashley, it's a spot where like she quits, so like you can like, and like she quits because she was like sick or whatever. So it's like you can kind of shoo that away a little bit. Wide room call men's meeting. I generally don't know. I haven't been following the feeds enough today, to be honest. I just know he did. Like I assume as a way to save himself, but like I've been paying attention to like the intricacies of what's going on today. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, should they be that much higher than, like, these sort of people? Like, after... maybe we'll just rank these people first for now. Laura Alexander, Ruth Marie Mitchell. Ruth Marie versus Laura Alexander is interesting. Laura was in the initial majority for 2 votes. Ruth Marie was in the initial majority, gets swapped, survives over Misty, then taken out after that. I think I would lean Laura over Ruth Marie. Even though, I guess to be fair, it's like Laura's own allies vote her out. Ruth Marie's, that's not necessarily the case. So maybe, like, Ruth Marie is better because of that. Yeah, Jason's still going as of right now. Mitchell. I think I'll put Mitchell at the top of these. Then Ashley Trainer. Anthony versus Aaron. They both survived 4 tribals. Aaron was, like, safer before that, but I feel like Anthony probably had more, like, long-term potential on that season, considering he had, like, the alliance of all the black players there, and they obviously, like, end up running the game. And, like, he was ultimately swap screwed. So, yeah, I think I'll lean Anthony in that one. I just don't know what I'm doing with these 2 at this point. Like, should I just move them? Like, part of me is like, do I just move them back down here and then just, like, continue going? And this just be kind of a, like, the tier of, like, better pre-merge people. Then again, I do feel like Ashley and NECA being this high feels maybe a tad too high when, like, Jenny Kim is, like, down here. And, like, Liz Kim is down here. It's like, should there really be that big of a gap between them? So part of me also wants to rectify that. Trying to remember the voting records for these people. I think it's like actual voting record for Joel's fucked, but we'll give him credit for 2 vote offs. Silas was also 2. Roger was 3. Colton was also 3. Okay. Yeah, I'm debating if, like I'm leaning towards moving him down. I'm not sure. Yeah, because, like, Ibrahim's there, Sydney is there, Elise. Chelsea Walker. Yeah, I generally don't think there should be that big of a gap there. Okay. Let's do... Like, I think Brian Corden also is someone that probably will... Like, Brian Corden, Rourke, Sean might end up dropping down too, but I guess we'll see. Okay, let's... workshop this. So like this is like kind of the break off point of where wait no, I missed Christina not. But so like this is kind of the bottom of the like kind of bad post merger people. Common wants to target Mallory next. Kind of I mean like yeah, that's fine for Common. Yeah, Mallory's someone that I do think is starting to look like a pretty big target for the red corner side. Like Sydney. I guess the argument. Okay, I kind of get why these players are different, but I just think the gap should probably not be this big. Like, I think the difference with a lot of these players are that these players, a lot of them get voted out due to, like, not social strategy reasons. Like, more so because of, like, being bad at challenges or, like, yeah, like, essentially, like, I think all of these are essentially that, with, like, Mitchell being kind of, like, a weird case, where it's, like, partially that, partially, like, Colby, Tina getting together and wanting to keep Keith. So like I do think there's an argument that they should be higher, but yeah, is this too high though? Like where would an appropriate spot for that be though? Because like we still do have the Colton, like these people here. Again, this is gonna be generally I already knew this obviously, but like yeah, this is gonna be such a mess. Like this grouping here because there's so many people that just like feel like they could be shifted like all over the place. Q from Survivor, Morgan B27 kind of remind me of each other personality wise. I feel like that's a very random combination. Like I'm trying to remember like Sydney's voting record is what she votes out 3 people, gets voted out, or 4th. Like is Ashley Trainer really that much better than like she literally gets voted over Liz Kim? And it's like I think there's more things to call out, but it's like yeah, it's like I don't know. I think these players just probably moved up too high. At least these for sure. Because it's also not like they were, because like even these players, even though they were like very flawed, I at least will give them credit for like actually having gumption in the game, controlling votes. It's like that's not really what these people were doing either. So it's like yeah, it's like I think they probably just should move down. I think we'll deal with the first 6 first because I feel like those I'm pretty confident in moving down. Like I think these players moving down is fine. I guess Mitchell, again, Mitchell's like kind of a different case. I guess I should double check who they're moving below also within their like spheres. Like Ashley Ashby moving below like Karen, below like a Sally, a Kobe. That's not the worst thing in the world. NECA would be moving below like Ryan Medrano, which that's probably fine. Venus and Jamie, which that's also probably fine. Mitchell goes below Nick Brown, which maybe that's a little bit questionable, but like that's also still fine though. Laura Alexander goes below Eddie and Reynolds, which, like, I mean, like, they did vote her out, so it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think this is. I think this is fine. Like, I think this probably is what it should have been. Is these players being down here, like somewhere in this range, like probably even lower technically. How should I do this? I guess we'll move this up a little bit more just to give us some room here. Okay. Also, I noticed this is the thing I need to change. Sally's in the wrong column. Not that really matters, but I'll just do it for the sake of that. Okay. So again, Ashley is someone that I feel like is probably closer to the Sydney Wheeler level. I think you can actually even argue worse, because at least Sydney Wheeler had like people with her by the end. Sure, I think Ashley probably should just be in this tier with Liz Kim. How's the play ranking? It's happening. That is a thing that is happening. Yeah, I think Ashley Trainer, again, like, does she deserve credit for, again, she had like a relationship with Russell to a degree, and like she gets voted out, she gets unlucky that it was like pouring rain, they couldn't strategize. It's like, yeah, but it's like, I don't think there was that much upside for her realistically, to where I think her being in this tier of Liz Kim is still fine. If not, okay, maybe like a middle ground. No, I think just in the same. I actually think her in the same tier as Ibrahim does make a lot of sense. Yeah, let's do that first. Mitchell, like, this grouping is an interesting one because I'm debating the argument. Like, so Ruth Marie is actually probably more like this. Let's see, actually. Okay, so Ruth Marie, again, was like swap screwed, but not fundamentally swap screwed. It's like she was screwed out of a good position, but she still technically could have wormed her way. Like, it's not like she was like swap where like the other tribes had majorities. It was like a what, 2-2-2-1 split or something like that. But hard to say she's not just a worse Liz Kim. I think the thing is, like, I think she does less wrong. Like Liz Kim does survive over Ashley. But I also feel like Liz, like, calling out Russell, it's like, it's something that I call out there is something she did wrong. Where, like, Ashley, I don't think she does anything like actively wrong. It's just that she was like a physical liability, and they, again, the tribe just lost a whole bunch of challenges. But she still like survived 3 tribals. It's still quite a bit, and yeah, it's like I don't think she did that much wrong. Yeah, I'm just looking at the other compare. I feel like that is still fine to have her there. Crazy how nearly half the cast of Worlds Apart either came back or were almost back for another season. I mean, is that crazy? They loved that cast at the time. Obviously, it hasn't aged well, but like, I don't find that crazy. But yeah, Mitchell, I think, is someone that's probably in this ballpark, potentially. Maybe even, like, you can argue higher. I mean, I think we can deal with Ruth Marie. Where, like, I feel fairly confident Ruth Marie's in this, like, this tier here. Well, I guess maybe this tier. Or maybe this tier. I don't know, either one, actually. I think I'll go here. Because I think the argument was that, like, these people had, like, people in their original groups flip on them. Ruth Marie didn't have that. So I think Ruth Marie being in this tier makes more sense. Actually, she probably is the better of them, though, because she did survive a tribal in that configuration. So, yeah. Generally, like, okay, if you ever hear me being quiet on, I feel like this is a tough thing, obviously, because I'm not streaming with, like, a cam and everything. So I always worry that, like, if I'm being quiet, that people are, like, thinking I'm, like, dazing out or something. But, like, generally, if I'm being quiet, it's, like, it's because I'm generally trying to, like, think through things. And, like, I'm, like, comparing, like Ruth Marie to the people that are, like, right below her and, like, doing that sort of thing. It's Laura Alexander. Laura Alexander's an interesting one. I'm not allowed to be quiet. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where she actually lands. Like, Shannon, like, because she was someone that was in an initial majority, but then that majority flips on her. But, like, they flip on her because of her being a physical liability. Where it's like, I don't really think she did that much, like, wrong to cause that. But, like, generally, is that more? I feel like that's probably actually more of a, like, a Chelsea Walker Elise thing. Where, like, I don't really fault her too much for her elimination, in the way that I don't really fault, like, Chelsea Walker and Elise that much either. But then again, she was, like, voted out. I guess Chelsea Walker's too. Yeah, generally, I think maybe there is just Chelsea Walker parallels. Both go to tribals before their boots, get voted out by their own people. Don't do that much wrong. Yeah, generally, yeah, I think actually probably that's a better parallel here for Laura Alexander, which is completely fucking up the ranking I had beforehand, but that's fine. As long as it makes sense by the end, I guess. Chelsea versus Laura. Like, I actually feel like Chelsea, or I actually feel like Laura probably does less wrong than Chelsea. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. Like, how much does Chelsea actually do? I guess, like, both have the same issue. Chelsea did find an idol, but also got blindsided with the idol, so it's like it's kind of like a double. Like, I don't know. It's like it's good that she could find an idol. It's bad that she got voted out with it. I think my gut says lower though. Yeah, I think my gut is telling me lower, but I do think she probably is in that tier with Chelsea. Did I fuck something up? Wait, 5, 70. Yeah, there's some. Wait, okay, wait. The numbers are here are weird. Oh, it's because of the. Oh, duh. It's because the numbers here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we talked about the Ashley drama. That was funny. / sad. Yeah, it's been a mess. Nneka and Ashley Ashby, I think, are probably like Jenny Kim level. But not really, though. Because, like, Jenny Kim, And I guess there also are worse than Ruth Marie, though. Like Angie is here. Like maybe they're more similar to Angie. Um, but like Angie at least survives 2 votes. They only even survive 2 votes. I think they actually had like an actual alliance with them for the that's worth. Hmm. I'm kind of feeling like they're their own sub tier, but where exactly? 35 stream streak. Yeah, it's insane. I wonder how many streaks I've ruined through streaming on extra days. uh, Even though like generally I've never like actually paid attention to stream streaks. Like when I'm watching streams, just like it's like whatever. But like yeah, I wonder like how many have been ruined from not realizing I'm streaming on these days. Let's see, Corey stream about it where before Ashley was ranting about Angela, Angela said how Morgan should have won. Makes sense. Oh, yours got ruined. Oh yeah, but yeah, you weren't here yesterday. Yeah. You can make up watch streaks, right? Not that I can. I don't. Wow, don't. I don't know. Like it doesn't matter that much. But like also, it's like you technically can, right? If you like watch like the VOD for like a few minutes, it counts or something. Ashley is the victim. I mean, how dare she only win 750,000 for what she's been through? Yeah, watch within the next 24 hours. Yeah, it's stuff like that. Which I guess it's now technically past 24 hours. Yeah, I'm still trying to piece together where Ashley and NECA should be. Like, the problem is that they're ultimately voted out by their own people. They were in a real alliance, though. I'm leaning, like, somewhere in this range. Because, like, it is still a spot where they only survive one tribal and then they're voted out by their own allies. And I guess, like, Ashley's is a bit more, like, Ashley Ashby's is more redeemable. But I do think them being, like, where Shauna and Sarita are isn't the most egregious thing. It feels weird to have, like, Shannon and Natalia higher, though. But also, I think if they didn't swap, they would have been in a good spot. Like, they were at least in good spots in their original tribe formations. Lindsay's kind of a weird one. I mean, generally, maybe they're even lower than this. Because, like, even with Shauna, like, she survives despite wanting to stay. Or despite them, like, not wanting to stay. I mean, like, she doesn't even want to be there, and she survives 2 votes. Like, which I guess, like, Ashley didn't want to be there. But, like, NECA wanted to be there and couldn't survive 1 vote. Or, yeah, couldn't survive 2 votes. So maybe at least with NECA, she's worse. Pretty privileged, kind of, yeah, to a degree. She was one of the young, attractive girls. I generally don't remember what Heidi says after that, but that is a thing. Yeah, I generally don't know what my streaks are. Like, I just don't even pay attention. They tell you. I know they tell you now. Like when you're on Twitch, like on the side when you see like the like people that you follow, like who's streaming. Like I know they say like watch streak something. Dan Lou's crush, also Dave Johnson's crush, also Alex Bell's crush. Um, and she was the crush for everybody that mattered. um, yeah, I am thinking NECA. I think NECA moves down. I even think NECA in this tier could make sense. I think the credit I would give to NECA is that she had an actual alliance with like Cody and Jesse. Where like with these people, it felt like they were always kind of just like on the bottom, whatever groups they were in. Like NECA actually had like a real alliance that, even though it didn't stick together, it's like it was actually like it was still there for whatever that's worth. And again, I don't think she does anything wrong to sabotage that either. Yeah, I think I'll go here, and I might add her to this because like I think her and Sarita feels okay. To me, I don't feel like that comparison's that far off. Now Ashley Ashby is a little tougher. Just because Ashley Ashby obviously like quit, and like you can argue she wasn't meant to be the second boot. So I feel like in that way you can maybe put her with Jenny Kim. But she still did quit, so like, that's still kind of an issue. When Leah and Morgan run All Stars 3, I mean, it's funny that you think Leah's getting called. But yeah. When Vince plays the middle between Morgan Leah duo and Ashley Chelsea duo, that would be something. Generally, that would we need All Stars just for that. We need yeah, Vince being like the rat in between Morgan and Ashley. Like that would be very funny. But yeah, I'm leaning towards this. Like I'm leaning towards Jenny and Ashley Ashby being paired up. Maybe even Jason too, actually. Jason. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add Jason to that. Like, I think I'll go with Ashley there. Cool. Oh, I'm one spot off. That's why. So thank God I dropped Jason down another spot. Fucking loser. Jason Trool. Yeah, I'm thinking this, and then add Ashley to this tier. Ashley should be here. Okay. Okay, I think that's where I'm landing them. Oh, fuck, I never landed at Mitchell. Where the fuck did I put Mitchell? Mitchell's kind of like a better version of this. Considering Mitchell, like, at least went to 2 tribals and voted out people at 2 tribals. Before his, elimination. I think he's probably more in this ballpark. I guess, like, really with fuck me, Jason. With Mitchell, yeah, maybe I just put Mitchell up here. Actually, maybe he is like with Sarah Jones, and I guess like the argument is that these people got like swapped away from their allies, or like Mitchell didn't. Yeah, so I'm thinking Mitchell is either here or here, probably. Either that, or I just say completely fuck it and just put him like closer to these people, which I think is also something I could do. too. Which I think I still do stand by that these players are here largely off the basis that they were like in majority alliances. Like they were the not Tarzan, I meant this, but they were like the leaders of their majority alliances that did control a few votes. Or yeah, like Mitchell sometimes like I don't know. I kind of can see him being like anywhere. I don't have like that much of a read on Mitchell that he needs to be a specific spot. Um, when Cat Dunn runs All Stars 3, it's possible. Yeah, I didn't watch Amazing Race Canada yet. I'll watch it tomorrow. I guess I'll watch it tomorrow. I did watch A&W. That was fine, I guess. I don't know. It existed. Oh yeah, I also finished One Piece. I'm actually done. I actually finished Egghead. Obviously not done entirely, but like caught up to the latest arc at least. So that's something. I'm still like I am still watching Lasers play Black Flag. I'm a bit behind on watching that. That's kind of what I'm gonna watch probably tomorrow. Lacey Lauren's also streaming Amazing Race right now, so I'll probably watch her watching that. Outside of that, I think after that I'll probably get into watching Outlast? That's the show, right? Not Outlast, right? Outlast, and then after that, watch Star of Quebec. It's probably the current order of operations. Help city of Jaspar rebuild after the wildfire. I mean, that's kind of cool. Like I was saying, I trash on Amazing Race Canada for being like way too happy-go-lucky, but that is cool though. If Jason leaves on Thursday, is he basically Jose? I think he's worse. But yeah, I think it's similar though. Generally, I think Jason might be worse. I don't know. I guess he's not he's not the primary target. I guess to give him credit, or Jose was the primary target. Yeah, maybe he's not worse, but anyway, it's like I could definitely see comparisons. Rome is basically Jeff Weldon. I think that's a bit different. I think Rome is, yeah, I don't know who Rome is. I think he's probably better than Jeff Weldon. I don't know, or maybe not. I have no clue. Gonna watch Alf. I have watched that. I actually loved Alf when I was a kid. Jason or Ovi, worst winner pick? Jason. Because like I stand by, like I think Ovi does have potential. It is that he had like a really shit house for him. Like I actually like I think Jason just is actually just shit. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like also with Rome and Jason is that like they shouldn't even really survive like around technically. I mean like I think Rome probably, I don't know, like Jason had a relationship with D to where like I don't know if like D was actually gonna backdoor Jason. Rome probably was more likely to be backdoored. You have all the DVDs for Four Seasons of Alpha and Project Alpha? Yeah. I don't have any of them, but I wouldn't mind getting them at some point. See, I used to love Alpha when I was a kid. Like, watched a lot of it with my dad. Rome is a liar about all the alphas to the gym to campaign. So you're just assuming all the men are alphas? And he got all the betas together. Yeah, generally I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing with Mitchell right now. Like it was a tied vote by the end, which is like kind of impressive still. It's like he obviously gets flipped on by Colby, but like like, he still had Amber and Jerry like siding with him, and even then, like when he gets taken out, it's like by the technicality of the tie, like the former tiebreaker rules. Um, I kind of do just want to go higher. I kind of do want to leave him up here. Um, let's see. So like all these people have spotty because like Mitchell Olsen versus Sierra Reed. I think Mitchell Olsen's better than Sierra Reed. Um, like I think Sierra Reed ends up being like a better, like kind of a better version of these potentially. But like I think Mitchell's better than Sierra Reed though. Um, so yeah, I think Mitchell. I'm leaning towards leaving him up here. I don't know. Like, is he in here though? Like, I don't know if that necessarily feels right. Like, maybe he's just a different. Like, maybe it's like, maybe it's a spot where. Okay, let's actually think about it because I think Erin is also someone that like, should she be this high? Uh, like she could also probably be closer to here. She does survive what 4 tribals, but is eventually voted out by her own people. Anthony's a bit different because Anthony gets taken out after a swap. Um, and Anthony did have like some legs in the game had he not gotten taken out in that spot. But yeah, Erin is someone that like has a clean record, and I guess like credit to her in the fact that like yeah she's in the majority. Like it's like her tribe gets run down to 4, and then she finally gets voted out. It's like that still is a like that's still a pretty long while in that tribe formation. Um, Also, Sarah Jones being like this far into the list is kind of funny, isn't it? Um, oh, no, these people moved down. Never mind. Okay, no, so she'll be here, right? Yeah. Um, which maybe that is a good breakoff point, just for the sake of the actual video of it. Um, yeah, it's like I feel like Erin probably is like more because like is Erin really like worse than like Austin and them that are here? Like she was in a real alliance that like again didn't flip on her until like the 5th tribal they go to. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep her up here. I think I like uh, possibly. Yeah, because I feel like wait, okay. But yeah, I think I'm gonna move these people back down, and I think we'll deal with like this section when it comes to the remaining people there. Because when it comes to Austin here, Austin ends up surviving what 3 tribals, right? Gets voted out the 4th, but quits. Um, which I don't know. Maybe this is its own. Maybe I should like make Austin this new tier here. Is Haley Sierra coded? Haley, which Haley are we talking about? Like Haley this season, and what Sierra Reed? I don't know. I don't know if that's really a 1-for-1. Um, yeah, I'm kind of feeling like maybe Austin here. and then we add Aaron to that. And even then, actually, generally, Aaron might be... Actually, maybe Aaron is worse, but, like, slightly. Because, like, Austin, if he didn't quit, would have survived that round. Like, the only reason he is, like, out in that round is because he quits. If he doesn't quit, he would survive that round. Where, like... Wait, no, he survived... Wait, one more tribal. No, I guess they're actually... No, they're in the same spot. Yeah, they're in the same spot, actually. Yeah, because Austin goes to one less tribal. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'll give her above. Put her there. What is making me question Frank? Like, Frank had allies for a lot of the game, at least, even though, like, he was kind of a polarizing player out there. I'm considering maybe moving them up to here. Maybe Leaf and Frank are back down here. We do Aaron, Austin here. I think this also creates like a decent break off into players that were pre-merge. So maybe I will do it something like this. Haley 27? I assume you mean Haley 28, right? And Sierra 18. Two with that guy on everyone's nerves, but for being bubbly, outgoing, and fun. Sure. Again, Sierra Reed, known for being bubbly and fun. Okay. I think this is feeling a bit more... like a bit better. And yeah, I think Mitchell being in this tier also kind of makes sense of him being with these here. I think I would lean below though, just from the fact that he does get actually, I don't know. I guess you could argue it either way. Again, like the fact that only half his tribe votes him out, is a credit to him, but also, like he gets voted out, what, like going to 2 less tribals than the others. So it's like he was like lower on the pecking order technically. The trauma's getting me. Yeah. Again, BB27's just, oh, fuck me, dude. Okay, go. But anyway, BB27 is just so top of mind right now. Imagine Haley makes Final 7. I mean, like, it's not, like, that unreasonable. Like, is Haley that much different than, like, what Angela was at this point in the season? Okay. Angela, BB20. Angela Rummins was at this point in the season, BB20. I guess, like, Haley's more of a direct target, where I think, like, Winston was there to be more of a direct target for the other side on BB20, but, like, still. And then, yeah, Anthony here. Anthony. I kind of want to give Anthony credit for getting taken out after a swap. And having survived these much hours before that. I think a problem comes from the fact that he was always like kind of on the outskirts. Like he was looked at as a physical liability and like was always like the other option. So it's not like these players who had like majority groups, but also I think his like eventual elimination is like is fairly unlucky in how all that plays out. Just double checking. We're good. Okay. Something else I should probably do is figure out what I'm doing. I need to figure out what I'm doing with Tarzan and Katie at this point. Like, where are they landing right now? Because I don't even know where I'm actually putting them. Do I just move them up quite a bit? Maybe I will, actually. Maybe I will put them, like, maybe closer to this tier. Yeah, because these are people that, like, at least went to a good chunk of tribals, survived them. Yeah, I think maybe that is something I'll do. Is that they'll probably end up... Yeah, I think I probably stick with keeping them, like, moving them higher still. Yeah, so Anthony, right now, I'm debating on him being here, or is he, like, down here? I think are, like, the two arguments. Yeah, I did hear about that, about Melody, which was not great. Which, yeah, I don't, like, I don't, like, watch Haley enough to fully know, but, like, yeah, the read I would get is that I would lean more, like, ignorance than, like, outwardly racist, but I don't know. Let's see, Anthony versus the people that he'll be moving below. Maybe Anthony here actually does make sense. The question is, like, is that too low for him? I mean, like, and, like, maybe this is giving Anthony a bit of a bump for potential that he shouldn't be getting. I don't know. I guess he does go to more tribals than, like, Lyrsa. Yeah, that's where, so, like, the fully talk that out. It's like, I feel like the spot I'm at right now is Anthony, is he here with, like, Austin, Mitchell, and Aaron, or is he, like, the top of, like, the Sarah, Dan K, Lyrsa? In the sense that he was, like, technically swap screwed out of the game. I mean, actually, even then, though, you can argue, was he even, like, really swap screwed? Because, like, he possibly was the next boot anyway. Yeah, I think I'm talking myself down on Anthony, even though, like, I don't know. I don't look at Anthony as that bad of a player. Like, I don't think he does much, like, actively wrong. And I do think, again, like, he had, like, the All Black Alliance that could have carried him if he made it to the merge, but he's not really in an actual, like, majority group the entire season, though. So, yeah, I think I am going to have to drop him. I'm debating if this is even where I put him. Like, he feels like a weird, like, middle ground in the fact that he was, like, voting with the majority the entire time, but was never, like, really that well positioned. But still ultimately gets swap screwed. It's like, it's kind of, like, all over the place. It's like, I can even, like, see him being, like, closer to here, this, like, Ashley Ibrahim level. Gia Marie worse than Aaron in terms of, like, being racist. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I think that's probably the case. Are Justin Cody and CBS's good graces? Last I've heard, yes, but it's not like they haven't been that involved in things recently. So I don't know anymore. Is that a thing? Haley said that she became a Republican after January 6th. Is that actually what she said? That's a pretty unhinged thing to say, if she did say that. Yeah, I'm kind of moving lower on Anthony. I think the problem, though, that's, like, kind of holding me off is that means that Sarah Jones makes it the top 500. Like, that feels weird to me. Um, uh, he's like, I could see the argument that he is like this, that he is more of the Ashley, like with the Ashley trainer sort of group. But he does get taken off their swaps. That's weird. Then there's 250 people worse than Sarah. Which Sarah? Sarah Jones we're talking about? Like Sarah Jones, like voted like correctly like at all the tribals she went to. Like was actually in the majority. Had like Boston Rob keeping her in the game. Like obviously she wasn't like that active of, and like ultimately gets swap screwed. It's like she's like not that active of a player, but like she's not awful either. Like it's not like people like hate her guts or anything. Where did I put him? Put him here. Yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna land on Anthony. I think it does make sense, especially when like factoring in the fact that he just didn't really have allegiances. It's like I want to give him some grace. And like I think I was kind of giving him like credit for the like All Black alliance, but like ultimately that wasn't really an alliance that even really helped him that much. And it's like, would they have like kept Anthony involved by the end of it? It's like I don't know. Like I think it's just too speculative with that even. Yeah, I saw D think about flipping the vote. I believe it got shut down though, right? But it doesn't shock me that that's what D is wanting. Okay, we've gotten through 8 people so far. Dude, this is fucking insane. Wrong thing. Difference between Sarah Jones and Jackie. Like I think there is like, I think like I think they're just very different. But like, it's like Sarah Jones actually went to tribal, like went to 3 tribals. You can give her credit for that. Jackie was like part of a group that actually would have gone on to run the season had not been for like all the swaps and whatnot. Like Sarah wasn't really part. I don't know. It's like I feel like they're just kind of different. It's like yeah, there's a swap screw aspect of it that's like compare like putting them together, but like I don't know. I feel like there's like a lot of nuances that are different outside that. Let's see. So we're moving on to this tier. Right away, I think Sean Edwards and Rourke are together. Probably Brian as well. Let's see. So like if we're doing voting record, Brian goes to 4 tribals, is in the right side for 3 of them. Rourke obviously gets voted out her first. Sean does. I'm gonna give him credit for the Hannah one because he wouldn't have been voted out there anyway. So yeah, it's all. Well, no, it's 2 out of 3 that he survives, right? Okay, can you not like auto color? Really? Like it doesn't matter, does it? But it's gonna bother me. So, okay. So, in terms of this, I think Rourke is someone that I'm considering moving down. Like, I'm considering moving Rourke closer to, like, maybe this ballpark. I don't know. I think a difference of Rourke though, like maybe like here, maybe like Ashley Ashby level. Um, Rourke's a weird one where like she doesn't necessarily do much wrong, but she also like the things she does right aren't proven. It's like she seemed like she was in a good spot in the original Healers, but we don't like fully know. It's like I don't think she would have been the first boot, but like we don't really know her like long-term potential in that group. And then after that she gets swap screwed, but even then it's not actually like a full-on swap screw. It's more so her being swapped out of a good position into a bad, like, because it's one where like it's not like she was just automatically down in numbers. Though I guess too fair you can argue that because of the Ryan idol of it all, like Ryan giving the idol to Chrissy, especially that being something that she was not like able to be aware of. Like I think you could argue that that was the case because of that, in particular. That she was like full on swap screwed. But still, it's still a spot where like I'm just not sure if I want to give her the credit for, because like in comparison to like these people here, it's like Joel and Silas, like they were swap screwed, um, and also survived like two tribals where they controlled those votes. Rourke doesn't. And like again, I think there's like less to call out as in like negatives, like things she did wrong, but there's also less that she did right. And I think it's like again, like the way that we're ranking this is more so based on what do players do right more than what do players do wrong. And it's like, yeah, with Rourke, it's just there's not really that much that we can really give her credit for doing things right. See, I think I'm leaning somewhere, and I think I'm leaning towards moving her down to this grouping at this point. Like I think Sean and Brian are different because they go to more tribals, but Rourke, and I think we'll talk about Brando. Like I don't know, we'll have to figure out what we're doing with Brando. But like with Rourke though, it's like I think the dynamics are open enough, and also just like there's not really much to actively give her credit for that. I'm like, I feel like she has to be lower here. Um, like here. I even think in the argument between her and Allie, I actually think it's close. Like generally, like Allie goes to more tribals and survives more tribals. I think the thing to give Rourke more credit for is I think Rourke does less wrong. Like you can at least like criticize Allie for like burning her relationship with Ryan. You can criticize Allie for, again, like getting a bit confrontational. Like Rourke, there's nothing to criticize Rourke really for. Um, so yeah, I'm leaning towards her being somewhere in this ballpark. I think maybe putting her here, where I think like putting her with like the swap screwed players, but putting her on the bottom of them just because like we ultimately don't, like she never goes to a single tribal and we don't, or like doesn't go to a tribal before her elimination. Where like at least Sharia, Tom, like all these people survived tribals beforehand. Um, yeah, it's like she, yeah, also yeah, like, and I guess like with that you can like, either way, yeah, it's still it's a criticism. Yeah, like Rourke doesn't even like try to bond with like Chrissy, like, and wasn't able to bond with Chrissy. I think it's probably a better way to phrase it. because supposedly she did try and just couldn't. So yeah, I'm leaning here. I think her being here is fine. I think putting her here, or maybe she's her own sub tier of herself. Blockbuster's gonna be a pickleball match. I generally don't know how they feel about Rome. Like I feel like a lot of people are like assuming that production loves Rome. I don't know if that's the case. Like I think they're fine with him, but I don't know if they like love Rome to where like I don't think they're gonna like I don't get this as they're like dying to have him win the blockbuster or whatever. I feel like they're fine either way. I feel like Rourke should be below Allie. Yeah, again, I definitely can see that argument. Actually, okay, I think this. Yeah, you know, actually, I'm gonna do it. I think Jason moves up. Um, isn't she just a? Isn't she just like Jason? Like Jason at least actually survived the tribal. Um, like it's like a spot where like they were in a safe position on the original tribe, but not really like at the top of the pecking order or anything, and they get swapped into. Like if anything, Rourke actually had a better swap position. To for to Allie, that was during the round Rourke was gone. You could argue Allie wins the battle without the idol. To a degree. But yeah, like that does happen after Rourke leaves. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. I think this also feels okay. Can I put it to Ryan? Yeah, I agree with that, and that's kind of why I was like putting her with the swap, like fully putting her with the swap screwed players over like the people disadvantaged with swaps. But yeah, it is a spot where like yeah, she couldn't have predicted the Ryan Chrissy relationship, but she also still didn't actually bond with Chrissy though. Yeah, I think I'm doing that. I think I feel okay about that with Rourke. Sean Edwards. Sean Edwards and Brian Corden, are they even really that similar? I would lean no. Brian is someone that like part of me wants to move him lower, but I think I ultimately probably will land him in this ballpark. Like because like I think with Brian, it's debatable on how good of a spot he was on his original tribe. Like like he says he was. Um, Based on things I've seen, I don't fully believe it. But like it's not like we've gotten like a lot of interviews like supporting it either way. Like I would lean towards him probably being like one next to go from his original tribe, but we don't really know. But he does survive again, 2 votes on his original tribe. Survives over Blake also, which I think that's pretty good. And he's still in a spot where he was swapped into a minority. So yeah, I think I will leave him somewhere in this ballpark. Maybe he is just at the top. Maybe he is still here. Like yeah, I think it's the fact that I'm not really sure his like actual like if his alliances were real. That makes me kind of question it, but yeah, I think I am probably gonna put Brian still here. Rourke didn't do much to secure herself with Ryan either. Yeah. If Jason knew he was going home and played a shot in the dark, would that affect his standing? Uh, Not really, to be honest. Yeah, like I don't feel like that played that much of a factor into his assessment. Which, if anything, maybe I should drop Jason because I wasn't factoring the fact that he was blindsided in his elimination. But no, it's fine. Was it the Bob OG healers? Yeah, it was Mike. Yeah, from what I understand, Mike goes home, and then like everyone else was like connected to Jessica. To where, like, we're not like 100% sure on what would have happened after that. Because like Jessica obviously had like the showmance with Kyle or with Cole, had the had a deal with Joe, had like an all women's group going. So it's like I think ultimately it's like it's Jessica's decision, but I'm not sure what Jessica would have decided. Jason play or if Jason plays on the dark and hits, he probably makes merge and just becomes a Hina that gets picked off. Yeah, probably. I'm truthfully, if he hits his shot in the dark, who goes home? Generally, who goes home? Is it like Nate? Oh, Jawan. I forgot Jawan was there. Yeah, it's Jawan. Generally, I forgot Jawan was there. Like, I was thinking about the like Tres Leches plus Nate. I forgot Jawan was there, but yeah, yeah, Jawan probably goes home. Yeah, so essentially it'll be Jason there instead of Jawan. Do you feel that might shake up some things in that? Like, I don't think Jason's flip flopping in the same way Jawan did. So like, it probably would have been harder for like Savannah and them to get numbers. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, would Jason be there over Jawan at the swap too? So that'll be weird. To be fair, I feel like that probably just plays out the same. I think Jason, like if Jason's in the spot of Jawan, I think Jason just votes with Jawan or with Sage and Steven in that spot to vote out Shannon. But yeah, it obviously changes a lot. But yeah, I think I'll give Brian the credit in putting him here. I'll give him the credit for actually like surviving over Blake and that sort of stuff. Sean Edwards, I think the same thing, right? Actually, now that I think about it, I kind of do see what I was going for. Sean Edwards and Brian. Sean Edwards is someone that also was like swap screwed and almost survived that swap screw, and obviously he was like he quit. So like that's a thing to knock against him. But like he actually did like get swap screwed and almost survive it. And like before that was in a more like he was like with Sabaya running the original Lulu tribe, even though obviously by the end like gets outplayed by Emily and Caleb. I think Sean Edwards is better. Generally, I think Sean Edwards is better than Brian Corden. Like Brian goes to one more tribal than Sean does. But I feel like Sean was in a better like starting position. To where, yeah, I feel like I'm giving Sean Edwards the edge there. Would Sean quit most seasons? I actually don't feel like he would. I feel like Sean, like I think Sean's different than Hannah. Like Hannah is someone that quits almost every season she's on. Sean, I think, quits when he thinks he's like out of the game anyway. Like I think Sean is someone that like I think he quit because he like didn't realize that his game could recover. Which is worse. I don't think it is because that means that he's not always gonna quit. I think that I don't think Sean's that bad in the grand scheme of things. I think his rationale for his quit is stupid, but like in terms of like him as a player, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. What if medical gave? Like it wasn't a vape. Like I believe it's chewing tobacco, right? That Hannah was like addicted to. It was something like that, right? I know it's not vaping, at least. What's going on, chat BCC? A lot. A lot was going on. A lot of it based around Ashley. All right, then we got these people, which is kind of more random. Kelly Goldsmith. I'm just gonna fucking look it up. I'll look up her vote record. Wait, what? Oh, that was episodes. God damn it. I think she goes to like 5 or 6 tribals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Is on the right side for all of them until her elimination. Generally, though, I don't think Kelly Goldsmith is that good in the grand scheme of things. Like, I think she might be closer to this, like, Aaron category, especially considering the fact that she was taken out by her own people. Thinking that would move her below Silas, which does feel weird. So I'm not sure, but like, I do feel like her being with that Aaron grouping does make more sense, though. Especially because she wasn't really in a, like, she wasn't in that good of a spot in her original tribe. Like, she was kind of on the bottom of that pecking order. Like, if they went to more tribals, it's like her and Clarence were like the bottom 2 at that point, right? Was it Sean or Sabaya who was more at fault for handling Emily? I think it's like shared. Obviously, it falls on Sabaya because like she's the one that actually gets taken out by the end. But like, I think it's like kind of shared. Like, I don't know what you call it. Not credit, obviously the opposite of credit, responsibility. I don't know, whatever. Like fault. Actually, it's literally in the fucking question. Yeah, fault. I'm fucking dumb. Shared incompetence, kinda, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I think also, yeah, credit to Caleb too for working on Emily first and getting her on board. Yeah, I'm right now. I'm really debating the Silas versus Kelly Goldsmith. I think I'm gonna do it. Like, Silas was in a better position on his original tribe than Kelly was on her original tribe. Like, I think Kelly is someone that, again, I would have more faith in and more, like, I think she thought about the game in a more fluid way, but like, that's not really what we're ranking right now. So yeah, I think I will go here, for Kelly Goldsmith. I think she'll join this tier here. I'm really even there's an argument she's worse than Aaron. Emily's the second best 45 player. I think I have Austin still higher than her. I don't remember where I have Drew in them anymore. Yeah, I have D, then Austin, then Emily. Yeah, so I have Emily above Drew. So yeah, have her third. Which we'll see. We'll see if that sticks. I think it will. Yeah, I'm surprised that Emily is a big Big Brother fan. Like, that does feel very random. Is it crazy to say Kelly's the worst than Austin? Like, if I'm being genuine, I think my gut's telling me this. Oh, wait, not that. I think my gut is telling me above Mitchell, below Austin. Because, again, Austin, like, was actually in the alliance that was running things. The problem is obviously that I quit. But, like, Kelly Goldsmith, like wasn't in the alliance that was running things. Like she was on the outs of Boron by the end. Why was Kelly Goldsmith wait, the alt? Like I think it's like I guess like the argument would be like why Amber over her? But also Amber's from like the most popular season, so I think that gave her the edge. But I personally would have picked Kelly, but I kind of get why she was the alternate though in that spot. All right, then we have Shireen. I'm thinking Shireen might be more of these people, but we'll see. I actually do want to look up Shireen's original season. Getting killed on Twitter for this, yeah, but I kind of expect that anyway. All right, Shireen goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Survives 6 tribals. Is in the majority group for really one of them. Like technically, she's voting in the majority for these, but like she's like not really leading those votes. Like she's not really like in a group that's controlling those votes. She's just like simply voting for a person that's going home. I guess too far, Joe is more of one that you can argue she was like the swing, but it's like it was a swing between 2 allies. I mean, and Dan Spilo's way above Kelly Goldsmith too. Yeah, so this is a pretty bad voting record. Like I think this is literally a 1 in 6 for her original season. And then, like, for career, it's 2-7. Maybe I should be adding the tribals they go home at, actually. Man, whatever. Like, this is a pretty horrific record. For, like, with this record, that probably should put her closer to, like, she should be worse than Shambo, right? I think I will give her credit for, like, the fact that it's on 2 different seasons. I think was the thing with Shireen, that, like, the fact that she does, like, on her return, she's at least, like, initially controlling that tribe. So that feels a bit different than, because, like, this is, like, 2 correct votes over 2 seasons, which, like, would probably be better than, like, 2 correct votes over 1 season. Probably, maybe. I don't know. Is that the case? Who the fuck knows? Either way, I think she... I think she's moving down. I'm not really sure where. Like, on paper, her record's really bad. And, like, I think on paper, she should be here. Like, she's probably worse than Karishma on paper. I do think the fact that the times that she has voted correctly, it is her, like, running those votes, I think is something to give her credit for. Where, like, in comparison to Karishma votes correctly 6 out of 10 times. But also, it's not like she's controlling those votes. Like, she's just there for those votes. Which, I guess, to be fair, I can give Shireen the 4 out of 7 if we're doing that, right? Because, like, she does vote correctly. Like, if we're giving Karishma credit for those votes, I guess I should give Shireen credit for those votes. But yeah, I think with that, like, I kind of wanted to give her credit for leading the votes that she controls. I'm thinking that's, like, I think that's around here. I think that's Elizabeth Olsen level. Like, I think it's Elizabeth Olsen that played twice. Is, like, kind of my read on it. Like, Frank, I think, is someone that actually had more, like, reliable allies in the game. or maybe I can put her above this tier too. Maybe I could put it like I think she's either here or here. Like I think she's probably one of the two. Uh, then again, I guess like the Kelly Goldsmith comparison, I can kind of see some things there though, because I think that's what I was leaning on last time. I think the difference is that we do like is that Kelly like the difference is that we do see Shireen actually out of the majority, where like we never and like it's a spot where like they flip on her, right? With Kelly, I think you could argue that okay, she's got a bad tribe formation, and like you had like the Bronze and Kim Johnson kind of just get together, or like the Braun men and Kim Johnson get together at the very beginning. Like Shireen, is like her getting into a majority and then wasting that because they flip like yeah, they flip on her and Max. And I think because of that notion of it, that also kind of makes me want to go here. BB27 Kelly's the most normal postseason. Yeah, she gets screwed over by all the white men in Survivor Sequester. That is true. Again, Adam Klein screwed her over. I think I'm gonna put her at the top of this. I think I'll give her the credit for leading the votes that she was in the majority in, and then also the fact that it was to a degree across 2 seasons. Yeah, so it's like her record's really bad, but it's like the minor positives that are there are enough to put her there, I think. Levi swap a Yash at this point. I wouldn't be opposed to it. How much do I fault Malcolm for his boom game changers? Not a lot. Like I think a lot of it came from just pregame notions about him. I guess he could have like managed JT a bit better, or like at least like gave more direction to JT, but like, it's not really like a major criticism though. 50 reviews coming out on Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday will be the 50 review. Next Saturday should be my week 2 ranking for Big Brother. Following Saturday after that should be my Big Brother Hall of Fame video. Is the current like schedule. And then the week after that's the mid-season power rank for Big Brother, and the week after that is when the this video starts. So, yeah, I need part 1 of this done within a month. Which I'm kind of in crunch time to actually get this list done. Ideally, I would have everything like ideally I would have the entire list done before even starting to record this. And especially done before like starting to make the thumbnail and like all that sort of stuff, but we'll see. No, I'm doing mid-season power ranking at actually the halfway point. That's what I've been doing for Big Brother recently. Is doing it actually at the halfway point of the season, more so than like any like placement number. Which again should be in like 3 weeks, right? I think it's mid-season. Something like that. Okay, now we got this tier, which is a bit of a mess. This is gonna be a train wreck. These were all like these were all like early merge boots that had like kind of sloppy games. My read on this group is I think they're moving down. Like my initial instinct for this group is that I think they're moving down to like here. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, Joe is definitely someone that's like kind of sticking out. We'll talk it through. Okay, cool. In terms of like tribal numbers, a lot of these people don't even go to that many tribals. Actually, that's maybe not the case. Well, I mean, like Ellie doesn't. Like Fincher doesn't. Fincher goes. Well, I guess Fincher. Okay, let me see Fincher. So like, he votes out Yasmin. And then after that, he does vote out Eric Cardona, but like doesn't want to. But I'll give him credit for that. Then you have the Kelly vote off, and then he flips at the Laura vote off right after that, and then he's voted off after that, right? So I mean, I guess he survives 4 tribals. I guess that's not awful. Like that is a decent amount. I do think he should be lower than like even like Kelly Goldsmith though. Like really, he should be lower than even like a Leaf. Leaf was in a majority alliance. Fincher wasn't even really in a majority alliance. Is Drew D's Charlie? Maybe. I don't know. Like I guess. Let's see. David Murphy. What's David Murphy's track record? He votes out Russell. He votes out Krista. He doesn't vote out Stephanie. He votes out Sarita. He doesn't vote out Matt. He doesn't vote out Mike, and then he gets voted out after that. So he goes to like he only votes out 3 people, but like he does go to 6 tribals. And like I think the latter tribals I don't fault him too much for because that was more of a pagonging. So actually, wait. Let me see something. Did I have Fincher actually above David Murphy, or were they in different columns? No, they were actually okay. Interesting. Do I stand by that? Fincher above David Murphy? I don't know if I stand by that. I feel like my instinct right now is to have David Murphy higher. Like, I think he does less wrong to cause his elimination, at least. And, like, he at least did have, like, an alliance of some sort, where, like, Fincher was just kind of on, like, I guess, for Fincher had an alliance, but it wasn't a real alliance. For the bet money on who wins BB28. Genuinely, I think I would bet money on Kamu. Yeah, I think I'll bet money on Kamu at this point. I would not feel genuinely. I'm not confident enough to like obviously be confident on like anybody, but like if I were like if like someone said that, hey, I'm gonna give you $100 and you have to bet that money on somebody, then yeah, I would give that money to Kamu, or like bet that money on Kamu. Yeah, all right. Then we got Joe Mena. Yeah, Joe Mena I think is just lower, and I think Aaron might be kind of in that caliber too. Like Joe gets saved by his idol at his first tribal, then post merge, is on the outs during the Jessica vote, is on the outs during the Cole vote, even though he might vote him out. I don't fucking remember, but I'm not gonna give him credit for that. He does. Wait, I forgot about the Desi vote, which like I don't. Yeah, I'm still not gonna give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for the JP vote, and then he goes after that. So that's a horrible track record. Yeah, I think Joe's just moving down. Like generally, Joe's just probably moving way down. To be honest, where's Sally? Where did I put Sally? Okay, I put her here. Maybe that's kind of in the ballpark. Temu, is that a thing? Yeah, I did see supposedly there was some there's starting to be more talk about potentially putting up Kamu, right? Yeah, I think Joe is someone I'm definitely looking at to move down. Aaron, Aaron survives a good chunk of like, so he is not involved in the Ronnie vote off, but then he does vote out Vince. He does vote out Chelsea. I'm not gonna give him credit for the Elaine vote off, or like not the Elaine vote off, the Jason vote off. Like he was meant to be voted out there. I'm not gonna give him credit for that. And then post merge, he votes out Kelly. He votes out Janet, or not Janet. He votes out Jamal. And then he gets voted out after that, right? So it's a 4-6 record. One of those is him being saved by a twist or by an advantage. Yeah, I don't think I drop him as much as Joe, but he's definitely someone that I think is probably somewhere in this ballpark. Ellie has a pretty horrible record, right? But like, it's not much of an actual record. It's like she votes out Mariah. Like that's literally it. Like her positioning after that isn't like great, but it's also not like I don't know if she's actually the one to go. Like I think like if her and Janine get flipped on, I think Janine's probably the target. And even that's not like 100% that would have happened anyway. Anyway, not feeling great about Ellie. And then we have Alex, Alex from 49 to clarify. He's just kind of all over the place. I mean, like he does, like he's in the majority for first 2 votes. I guess I'll give him credit for the Jeremiah vote. I don't know. Do I? No, I won't. I won't give him credit for that. No, actually, no. You know what? I will. I'll give him credit because, like, if Jake didn't get medevaced, it was going to be Jeremiah anyway, and I think that's the thing I give him credit for. Yeah, Ellie and Joe, maybe I'll like attach them to some degree. Yeah, whatever. I'll give Alex credit for that, I guess. Doesn't go to tribal again. They probably would have survived the pre-merge tribals at that point. Then does vote out Nate. Who goes after Nate? There's someone. Oh, MC, which like he doesn't go to that tribal, right? So he's voted after that. So like his voting record's actually like not that bad, but I think it's like a spot where how much do you want to like, and also like his elimination's kind of bad. But still, it's like he probably is closer to like these people at worst. Lucky Jake got medevaced. I mean, like, like he probably saves his idol till 3 and then plays it there, right? I don't know. Yeah, it's like I think like he does play the post swap pretty well. So yeah, I think maybe I discredit him a bit too much. Like he's definitely at least above Sean and Brian for sure. But anyway, I think like Joe and Ellie, I think my gut on them is to move them down. And like move them down quite a bit, I think. So where's the thing with Joe? I think Sally is an interesting comparison with Joe. In the sense that, where the fuck is Sally? Oh, she's even lower. But yeah, I think that's fair though. Like I think Joe and Sally, it's like their trajectories are actually like fairly similar in the fact that they were like in like okay spots initially, then get swapped into like a bad but not like doomed position, and get saved. Like Sally gets saved due to Dan's exile, or like her gang exile and whatever. And then Joe gets saved by his idol. But even then, like technically Sally has a couple tribals she gets through before that. And then yeah, post merge just like they're on the bottom the entire time. Like generally it's like I think it's probably a spot where like Sally's better than Joe. But I do think Joe being in this tier, yeah, I think that's fair. Sally is more passive than Joe. but also the only person that Joe actually votes out ends up being JP, which is kind of insane. I actually should I double, it doesn't really matter, but I guess I'll double check it for the sake of it. Did he vote out like Cole? Like it doesn't matter, but like I'll just look it up. He did. Cool. It's like he technically another vote on his record, but like still, it's like I don't know if I want to give him too much credit for that. I mean, I don't know if we know he was the second boot on the healers. It's very possible. We just like don't really know. I think him being in the middle ground of like this Eddie, Reynolds, Sally, and then this like Jamal, Kobe like sort of group kind of makes sense to me though. So yeah, I think I am landing him in this ballpark. I might just separate him and Sally at this point. Do that. Oh, did Cole do an AMA? He outlined. Okay, interesting. Yeah, because Cole's perspective is one that I actually did not know. I know Jessica's perspective. I don't know Cole's perspective, which I think Cole's probably is one that like would give us more of a like outline on things, considering he has more of a like an agenda, I guess. Because like with Jessica, like it doesn't really matter because like she's connected to everybody. So like for her, it's like it doesn't matter which one goes necessarily. Where I feel like wherever Cole wanted to go in that spot probably is where it would lean, just because like I don't think she would have like a vested interest. But anyway, yeah, I'll put Joe there. Then Ellie is one that I think will also drop a bit. I don't know where though, because like Ellie is someone that like at least initially was in the spot to like run that tribe. The problem is that it flips on her like very quickly, and like maybe that's like a Shireen sort of player, like maybe a worse Shireen, considering Shireen kind of did it twice. Where wait, where the fuck is it? There. Yeah, let's see. Iranian, don't care. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. Nothing. Thank God he caught a 4-foot shark. You know, let's look up healer. Oh, fuck me, dude. Okay. Yeah, whatever. I guess I'll fucking scroll. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. Fuck? I didn't realize Devin was that tall. Yeah, so he says he would have voted for Devin, maybe Ryan. Let's see. That's an interesting statement. That if the healers came into the merge with the numbers, he thinks Mike would have won. Like, that's kind of a weird statement, I feel like. That's also nothing. Why'd someone feel the need to ask this? What the fuck is this? Um. Okay. Yeah. Um. Favorite castmate is Mike. That's something. Um. Did I pass it? Like, they can't be this far down. Yeah, I think I literally passed it, right? um. Okay, cool. That's not. That's not. Oh, there. Yeah, it's either Joe or Mike at that point. So yeah. So yeah, it seems like from his perspective, Joe was the next. Yeah, me and all the girls want either Mike or Joe gone. Yeah. So yeah, again, I think that's enough to. I mean, too fair. Like it actually, like, already factored in anyway. But like, either way, at least now I've seen it for myself. All right. What am I doing with Ellie? I still need to figure this out. Maybe here, like, I think Ellie and Elizabeth actually isn't the worst comparison. Like led one vote, had like, I mean, I guess like Ellie was more in like the dominant like position on that tribe at a point where like Elizabeth was never really like running things, but she more so like was able to like flip things around a bit. Um, but she also has the second tribal she survived after a swap. I think it's close. I think it's very close between these two, but I think I am leaning Ellie here. And in a like similar caliber to Elizabeth. We have not talked about Desi yet. I don't believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we haven't. Where's Desi? Purple Desi. All the way up there. Dude, I'm never finishing this in my entire life. This video's never getting finished. Like, I start off here, right? I've done 16 people. We've been here for over 2 hours, and I've done 16 people. Yeah. So I think I'll just do this right away. So, okay, Alex. Alex is definitely better than Sean and Brian at this point. I think it's an interesting debate of above or below Tarzan and Katie. So based on where I'm currently assessing things, I think Tarzan and Katie are probably gonna land like somewhere in this ballpark. Alex, I don't know if he's better than that. I think I would lean towards him probably just being in this column here, especially considering how like things just like instantly flip on him in the post merge. Even though I do think he was doing some good stuff in the swap phase, but I think that's like kind of also what these people were doing. It's like he's kind of like these players that survive through the swap. So yeah, I think I'll put Alex there. Then Aaron, Fincher, John. Where was I putting them again? Like I think the instinct was here, right? Who's Cole targeting on Healer Tribe? What, Mike or Joe? Where the fuck's Bradley? Where is Bradley actually? Oh, he's not that far away. He's what, 2 tiers away? We might get to him by the end of the stream. We'll see. Yeah, let's see. So Fincher, David Murphy. I think them being back to back feels fine. Aaron might be a little bit different. I'm not sure about Aaron. I think there's an argument that they're lower than Shireen. But maybe I won't do that. I mean, I guess there is an argument that they're higher than this, though. Because I think you can at least, like, give them some agency for the votes that he did get. Because, like, I David Murphy not as much, though, actually. Maybe I do actually see why I was doing a Fincher above David Murphy. Like, because, like, Fincher, like, I think Fincher plays worse for most of the season, but, like, also did at least, like, have agency during the lore vote. But I guess you could say that was, like, bad, right? Because, like, it just led to him being taken out right after. But there's at least, like, a vote that you can, like, give him credit for. Fincher's, like, long-term position wasn't particularly good, though. Because, like, Fincher versus, like, Austin, it's like Austin probably was in a better spot in his original tribe. For Alex wasn't instantly swapped on. He voted correctly at the Nate vote. Well, yeah. I mean, by that, I mean, like, he's taken out in the early merge in comparison to these people who were taken out in the late merge. I think is what I was intending on meaning. Where, like, Katie makes it to final 6. Tarzan also makes the final 6. Like, Alex gets taken out final 9. It's like, they at least survived, like, probably, what, like, 6 post-merge tribals. Alex only survived, like, 1, technically. It's like, that's kind of more of the intention. Yeah, Jawan might move. I don't know. We'll see what we're doing at Jawan. Well, I think Jawan's not that far away. Yeah. I could definitely see him moving down, especially with, like, him, like, almost being a first boot. But yeah, all right. Where are we at? We're at these people. Yeah, I think Fincher and David Murphy. Yeah, they were just never running the. I kind of want to put them above, but it's, again, like, these people are at least, like, running their tribes. Like, David Murphy and John Fincher just never really were in, like, the greatest positions. So yeah, I think I'm gonna settle on them here. Maybe. Generally, like, I think there's an argument that like, Austin is better. I think he's better than Jen. We'll see. Like, I think it's like Jen was also, like, almost a first boot, but, like, in a different way. But did spend a lot of the game on the bottom, but had, like, at least a couple votes where she was on the end of things. So it's like, I don't know. We'll deal with it when we get there. I think I'll just fucking do it. It's not that big of a fucking deal. Genuinely, again, I think it's a spot where, like, I'm kind of, like, not super confident on Fincher's placement, but also it doesn't fucking matter. It's like, what fucking ever. Like, does it, like, again, like, what difference is it if he's here or here? It's not that fucking big of a deal. Aaron, see, Aaron is one that, like, I think you could argue he was in a, like, I don't know. Like, I think there's, like, spots where, like, because, like, Aaron is someone that I kind of want to give him credit for how he was maneuvering in the post swap, because, like, I think in most situations he was actually playing pretty well. But it wouldn't have worked out. Like, it's like he gets saved due to Elaine's advantage, where without that he would have been voted out. But like, I don't think he was doing things wrong. I think he was just playing against a field of like fairly strong players that were trying to like counter like advantages and whatnot. Um and like as we see like Aaron actually get in with that group, like following, like he's actually working with like Dan and Tommy and Lauren following that. It's like he actually did make good inroads with them to work with them. It's just that like for that one specific round, they were willing to vote him out like to survive. Um I bet money on one to win the game. Between Kelly and Jason. Um, which Kelly and which Jason? Are we talking about like Big Brother Kelly and Big Brother Jason, or which one? Um, between Fincher and David. I'll bet money on David. Maybe, I don't know. That's kind of like whatever. Generally, I don't really care either way. Maybe, I mean, like Fincher, like also seemingly a shit human being, so it's like that kind of also plays a factor into things. Actually, I guess David's also a shit human being. I guess they're both shit human beings. Eric Hoffman, I assume, is way higher. These I remember we moved them up. It was like he might move back down a bit, but where the fuck is Eric Hoffman? Yeah, or Halfman, right? Oh no, we know we are talking about Eric Hoffman. No, where is Eric Hoffman? Eric Hoffman is also here. I was thinking of Halfman when you were posting that, but yeah, Eric Hoffman is also here. Which we'll see. We'll see what we do with him. David Fincher's better than David and Fincher. That is true. What? Yeah, is Fincher still like? Does Fincher still have cancer? Like, is that still a thing? Generally, I've not seen an update on Fincher in a very long time. Yeah. Between Kelly, B27 Kelly, and B20 Jason. I would bet on modern Kelly over modern Jason. Coming into their seasons, I probably actually would still bet money on Kelly, actually. It's terminal, yeah. Yeah, I'm still debating on what to do with Aaron. Like, this is kind of one of those where, like, part of me wants to put him, like, somewhat high. But also, it's like, I think the reality is that he shouldn't be that high. Like, part of me wants to put him, like, probably where, like, Alex is. But also, it's like, he probably shouldn't be. Like, generally, it's like, yeah, he was almost taken out in the pre-merge. He also was, like, blindsided his first vote. He, like, he even eventually is taken out by his own people. It's like, he's not that good. So there's even, like, him and Fincher are actually probably closer to what I'm. I think I'd go him above Fincher, though. Because, like, at least with Aaron. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll put him above both. I still think, like, Aaron is still able to survive 3 tribals on his original tribe. Like, seemed pretty safe in his original tribe formation. So, like, even if he is taken out, but that he was going to be taken out, that was, like, him being swap screwed to a degree. So yeah, I'll put him here. I think that's like a nice like middle ground of things. Okay, how many people are we through now? We've gone through 20 people in 2 hours 24 minutes. That's something. By the way, tomorrow obviously is Wednesday when I normally stream. The plan is for tomorrow just be a normal stream, like start around like 11ish, and then we'll do the power rank for Big Brother, and then we'll go to this after that. So yeah, tomorrow will be more. Now we'll at least have more of a Big Brother focus earlier on. Problem with Juwan is that his bookends are really bad. His mid game is solid. Yeah, I think that's kind of what my view on Juwan is. I think his like Shannon vote up until, is it Alex? Is he taken out after Alex? Anyway, it's like that stretch has him like being a pretty big like swing vote. I don't necessarily agree with the moves that he's making though. But still, it's like he's able to recover from like a pretty bad like early position. Even though, as I think this is one of the points I made when we were doing this, that like he's able to recover, but it's not like he's able to recover because of social strategy means. He's able to recover just because he gets swapped out. Like he gets swapped away from those people. Because like it's not like he ever actually recovers those relationships with Savannah and like Rizzo and Nate to like get out of the bottom. It's more so just that he gets swapped away from them and then is able to weaken them before the merge. And then when he gets merged, he just like the other side just has numbers. So it's not like he's actually able to like get out of the bottom from his original tribe. It's not like he's able to like climb the social ladder there. It's more so just that he gets like fortunate in surviving long enough to get swapped away from them. Anyway, this tier. What the fuck is this tier? I know what this tier, like a lot of them are kind of more like screwed over / people that had like a modicum of potential. Like I think it's like because like there's Sean here. I think him with like Bob Dog, Brad makes sense. Probably. I really just like all these. It kind of. I really actually most of these are similar-ish at least. Burton is obviously very different. I don't even know what to do with Burton. Like, part of me is like, should Burton be closer to like Aaron here? But I guess like he is like a better version of these, I guess, to a degree. I don't know. Like, is he? I mean, I guess like his pre-merge is worse than them, but then his like post-merge is probably like better, I guess. I don't know. I just think my opinion of Burton is like way lower than most people, especially after watching Pro Islands last time. Like I really do feel like it's really more of a fair play, like like fair play. Like I think a lot of Burton's game is him playing for fair play's like favor. Where like almost anytime Burton does something on his own, it's bad. I believe Alec Merlino is there instead of Juwan at the swap. Why? He would have saved Matt and Jason. That's surely what would happen. He definitely would be a big Matt fan. Sean was hotter than Burton. Probably facts. I don't know. I feel like neither are my type if I was in the men anyway, but I feel like I'll be more of a Brad Verita guy of these people. Let's see. Should I bother with the tribe breakdown or like the tribal breakdowns? I guess I will because like to be fair, a lot of these people are like fairly similar. Let's see. Let's do Pro Islands. I guess I'll kind of Burton's for the sake of it. He survives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tribals. Is in the majority for all of them, but does get voted out twice on the season. I guess we'll do something like that. Yeah, I just think Burton is someone that we're going to have to deal with separately than the rest. Lil's a little higher, if I remember right. Or is she a lot higher? Where the fuck is Lil? Lil did not get this high, did she? Did I pass her? I think I must have passed her, right? Yeah, there's no way I put her to this high. Where the fuck's Lil? What? Oh, she's here. I moved her here. That's why. She's not like too far away. No shit, Sherlock. Yeah, let's see. So, yeah, what are we doing? We're doing Sean, which I guess some people would like to do Sean. Cool. Didn't mean to do that. That's fine. Sean survived 3 tribals. Technically was on the end for all of them, but like, do I give him that credit? Maybe I do. Like, and also with Sean, it's like he gets twist screwed by the Outcast twist. I think the problem is that he didn't really have much like long-term potential in the grand scheme of things, but still, it's like he would have at least made it to like what, final 6 or something like that. Maybe final 6. Well, I mean, I guess like what the fuck is Austin? But still, yeah, like that's an okay record. Bob Dog. Does Bob Dog actually vote anybody out? No, right? Oh no, he votes out Melinda. I forgot about Melinda. It's the 1-1 record. It does get taken on a weird plurality vote too, but to be fair, like most of those people knew he was going out. But yeah, I think he's worse than Sean. I guess credit to Bob Dog. He at least did have connection on the other side, but that's more so luck based. That's not because of like, again, that's just because like he started on a tribe with Nick and Austin. Brad Farida is interesting. I think he goes to a decent amount of tribals. He goes to 1, 2, maybe only 3. Okay. But so I think the thing about Brad, though, is that he also was in a very good spot in his original tribe. So, like, I feel like Brad is better than Sean, is what my gut is. Even though, I don't know, it's kind of a spot where Brad does more wrong than Sean. But I think Brad had more, like, long-term prospects than Sean. So yeah, I'm thinking Sean. Like, I'm thinking of these people at least. I think it's Brad, Sean, and Bob Dog. Rocky. Fuck. Let's see. Rocky does go to a lot of tribals, right? Goes to survives 5. And it's technically on the end of all of them until his elimination. So like that's pretty decent. You can argue he was swap screwed. And production goes back and calls players returning seasons. They look at the cast list for every season, refresh their minds, or they just go off the top of their head. I think they look at every cast. Like I think they look at I think they look at each cast and be like, okay, this, like those are people that we would consider. Wasted 2 hours GTA 5 not knowing what the icon for the main missions were. That's something. If the Outcast twist didn't happen, then I would guess Sean would be in the burn spot. Not like if the Outcast twist didn't happen, then Morgan just runs the game, right? Like if Outcast twist doesn't happen, then Morgan, like it ends up being 5-5 coming to the merge. Sean flips, makes it 6-4. I guess like eventually, like Tijuana and Dara might try to make a. Oh, Dara. Yeah, Dara would still be there. Yeah, Tijuana and Dara maybe try to make a move against like Rhino and Savage. But I don't know when they do it and who they use to do it. Like, yeah, really at that point, it's like I don't know where Sean really is. Yeah, Sean flips. Yeah, that's the basis around him being this high, is that Sean flips. Like that's just like like that's just a thing that like Sean has talked about, Savage has talked about. That's why Savage is so bitter. Like because like Savage is like, I would have won this game if Outcast didn't happen, because like Sean would have flipped him, I would have run the game. Um yeah, I don't know if Austin, I don't think quits. Because like from what I understand about Austin too, is like he was in a spot by that point where he wouldn't have quit naturally. He only quit because he was like, well, like what, like you guys just want it more than I do. And like one of us has to go home, and like I think Austin might have quit once they got down to like 6 or something. Um or like maybe 5, like maybe they vote out Sean. Like if like let's say like Darren and Tawana never flip or whatever, like I could see them like running it down the 6, vote out Sean, then at 5, like Austin like bows out. Like I could see that happening at that spot. Um yeah, he had a staph infection, but he wasn't intending on actually quitting if Morgan wasn't going to lose somebody at that point. Like that's why he doesn't quit until like that specific point, is because he was like, well, Dara wants to be here more than I do, so it's like, yeah, I'll just like let myself get voted out over Dara. But yeah, Rocky's like is slightly different than these people. I feel like Joaquin. Joaquin doesn't have the greatest record, right? I think it's actually, does Joaquin vote out anybody? I don't think he does he? Because he only goes to 2 tribals, right? And like the only one he survives is the one where So goes home. Yeah. So he doesn't vote out a single person, which is bad. But I think he had a lot of potential outside that. However, yeah, I think that probably does put him at the bottom of these people, at least. Then yeah, Alan Ball, I think votes out one person. Technically, like I mean, maybe I'll give him credit for the second one because like he was technically screwed. Like he was like idled out of the game. Which I don't feel like that's exactly this though. I feel like that's a different style of elimination. Then we got Roxroy. No, he didn't vote out So. I'm saying that he, like the only vote he went to was where So gets voted out. Yeah, like Joaquin did some good recovery. Like I'm thinking Joaquin might be like more close to this like Brian Sean tier. Where I think that's also kind of a trait of them, is that they had like a decent recovery at after the swap. And to where Joaquin also had decent recovery like pre-swap, but also he was on the outs for the first vote. So like I think that's like, you knock him for that, but also give him credit for like getting out of that. John might low-key win the next Returnee season he's on. Sure. Ow. It's like, I guess. Like he could do fine. Like he wouldn't be like my top winner pick or anything, but like yeah, he could win. Yeah, Roxroy. I think he goes to like 4 tribals. Is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. What is the story behind? I don't even remember actually. Why did he vote for Lindsay again? I completely forgot about this. That yeah, he just like put a rogue vote on Lindsay that like didn't even get explained on the show, right? Like what was the story behind that? I don't even fucking remember. But whatever. He technically only votes 2 people out. So it's a 2-4 record. Yeah, Joaquin. Again, I think Joaquin being closer to here makes more sense to me. like him being kind of a worse Sean Edwards and Brian. Um, then again, I don't know, like it is tough that he ends up being on the bottom by I don't know. Like I think he's above these people for sure because I feel like he like at least wasn't going to be a first boot or above. Wait, no, he's at least in this group. As there's people that like wouldn't have been first boots. Um, hmm. Like part of me is like, is this like, how much of this is assessing him on potential? Does Sean look great for his age? Well, that's something. Um, yeah, I've watched that video already. Um, we talked about it earlier. Um, um, like part of me is like, part of me feels like he should be closer to here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough game to really assess because like he's never like he never goes to tribal in a spot where he's in the majority. Um, but there's like points where he's doing like good things. And like he's able to like get into a majority before the swap at least. Um, I'm kind of leaning like, is he more Nick Majorano esque? I kind of can see more of that at this point. And I guess like he's able to. Again, I guess he's more suave than Nick Majorano. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards him being here. Um, like more of a slightly better Nick Majorano. Because I just feel like the fact that he never actually votes anybody out is something that's like kind of knocking him here for me. Um, yeah. Just want to double check that there like everyone above him at least votes somebody out, right? Yeah. I guess Ellie is kind of an interesting player to compare him with, though. Because they're like kind of comparable in the sense that they just don't go to that many tribals. Like Ellie obviously at least votes someone out. Joaquin doesn't. Joaquin, or like he at least does do good recovery. I don't know. Maybe that's also a comparison spot. Is like him versus Ellie, but Ellie was like running things. Like he wasn't running things. So while like he was able to do like good work in getting in with individual people, it's not like that actually like would have led to him like running the show or anything. It's more so just like, okay, now he like can survive a round. I don't know. Like it's not like he's a central pillar in what's going on in the game. He's more so like a tag along. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go here. I don't know. Like, it is just one I'm not like super confident in. Just because I feel like on paper there are strong suits, but But yeah, I think I am gonna go with this though. I think that's where everything feels like it's landing. Also, I just realized Joe Mena's in the wrong tier or wrong column, and I think they're in the wrong column. Not that really matters at all. Um, okay, where are we at now? We are at. Fuck these people. What am I doing with them again? uh, Jamal's kind of bad. Yeah. Where did I have Jamal? He was above, wasn't he? I mean, Jamal at least like voted out Tom and goes to more tribals than Joaquin. Um, yeah, yeah, I think that's fine still. Jamal does suck though. Okay, like Roxroy being there. I feel like Roxroy probably dips a little bit here. Like I think Roxroy probably should be closer to like the Aaron, David Murphy, Fincher tier. Um, where like he was technically in a majority at a point, but like he was never like an integral number within that. He doesn't have the greatest voting record. Does get kind of screwed by a like swap or like a split tribal, but like it's still a spot where like at least with like these people, they were like running their tribes. Rockroy wasn't really running his tribe, so I'm debating Roxroy and Aaron at this point. Um, they're both split tribal vote offs, right? Like I think Roxroy's probably more uh screwed by the split tribal of it all. Uh, I think I'll go Roxroy above. Or should I Drea wanting him out first? What? No. I think I'll put him there. Wait, he's in the wrong column. Not that matters. Whatever. Put him there. Then we have Alan to deal with here. Alan, or maybe should I go for the Bob Dog, Sean, Brad, Rita grouping? Aaron over Roxroy. I mean, like Aaron again was almost a pre-merge boot. Where Roxroy was never like actually in danger early on in the game. I think Aaron has more like upside. But it's also like it's not even like Aaron was like consistently in the majority early on. I think it's a spot where like Aaron has more potential for sure than Roxroy. Um, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'll do it. I don't think it's that much of a difference. Yeah, I think considering I do think Aaron has more potential, I'll give it to Aaron. Then what would I do with Rocky here? Not sure what I'm doing with Rocky. Alan Ball, Rocky. Yeah, really just all these people. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing here. Like, obviously, these were all meant to be higher than than the others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's see. So I think these people are still higher based on the current criteria. Wait, no, I'm dumb. I went up 4, not 6. There. We're about to talk about Brad. Yeah, Brad. Brad Varita. Everyone's favorite Brad Varita. Or you're talking about Brad Lee. We're almost at Brad Lee that everyone's so excited for. I think Bob Dog is worse. I don't know, like my gut here is like Bob Dog and Sean are worse than this grouping. Oh, I just realized I fucked that up. Wait, let's do. Oh wait, fuck. Okay, wait. I need to make more room. Okay, how many fucking things are do I have to scroll? Let's make more room here. I have to move this back up. Anyway, yeah, with like with Bob Dog. Wait, Silas is also there. But yeah, like Bob Dog, like he was never in like that good of a position. Like he wasn't even like involved in the like Shane, Aris, Danielle, Courtney alliance. Again, like they all kind of knew just like how close he was to the guys in our tribe. Now, obviously, like I think the factor in is the fact that he did have allies on the other side, and he probably flips if he gets to the merge, and like who knows how far he makes at that point, but he's still not like a particularly viable winner. Like part of me's like, should he be down here even? Like, should he be below Mitchell? But like, I do think these, like on paper, these three are like very, very similar. Like they're all in spots where they had, actually, I guess like Brad and Bob Dog are more similar in the sense that they had like initial majority groups get swept away from them, and then like gets taken out right before they could have reunited with their allies, and if they did, they probably would have had at least a deep run. Sean isn't necessarily that because like obviously he didn't have ally, like he didn't have like it's not like he for sure had the Morgans as allies, but also he would have flipped had he made it to merge and was kind of screwed out of making it to merge. But yeah, it's like they all have like similarities in the sense that they were close to making the merge in a spot where they would have flipped and probably made it deep. I don't know if that's better than this or not. Like these are people that had like good recoveries after like rough starts, but also went to like a decent amount of tribals. Maybe I do just leave them above. I don't know, like Bob Dog's the one that's like feels a bit because like I feel like Sean and Brad, considering they go to like they survive 3 tribals each, I would like them being here feels fine to me. Like there's enough like backing behind them with like how many tribals they went to, how much longevity they seem to have they made to merge. Um, or like I think a bit them being there and like Sean also being kind of screwed and whatever. It's like again them being there feels fine. Bob Dog's the one that I'm like, he only goes to one tribal, and it's like he was never in that good of a spot for the long term anyway. But he at least like again, he would have made the merge and flipped. So like he is similar to these players where I kind of want to keep them together, but I also don't think he's actually that good. To where if I were to move him down, where would I move him down to? Maybe here. Or yeah, even like these like even like Austin had like more solid allies than Bob Dog did. Yeah, so for me, Bob Dog's either keeping him here or he moves down to like here. I might leave him here. I think it maybe just is better just to keep him with these other people. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave him here. I think that's kind of where I'm settling on that. Then what this is here, this here. And then who do we have left? Burton, Rocky, Allen Ball. I think my goal for tonight at this point is probably try to get through here and call it a night. We'll see. But yeah, Allen Ball technically was in the initial majority. He gets swapped and then kind of screwed at that point. Goes to what, 2 tribals, right? The Bob Dog thing's bothering me. Generally, the Bob Dog thing's bothering me. He did. And it was a good size JP. So, he's able to suss out good sizes. I think he is. So like I think he's a better Sean and Brian, at least. He doesn't say that's Ashley says that. Ashley like that was like it was in the show where like JP catches a fish, but it was like a showman segment for like JP and Ashley, to like she comes like he comes back to the camp or whatever with like the massive fish, and she says to him like it's a good size JP or whatever. Yeah, I think I think he might be at the top of these. I don't know. Like, okay, generally Bob Dog's bother me. Do I move Bob Dog down? It just kind of bothers me that he's there. Like even though like it's like he is so similar to these people, but it's also just like it's the fact that he only went to one tribal before that, and like and like he like does fail to build any like real allegiances on that side, which I guess to be fair, Sean does too. Like it's not like Sean had any real connections by the time he leaves. Um, but at least like got screwed by the outcasts and would have been able to flip to the other side. Um, yeah, I'll fucking keep it. I think I'll keep it again. Whatever. But yeah, Alan Ball though, I think I am gonna. I think I'm gonna go here. Like I think he's the top of these. Alan Ball is a top, and I hit the wrong button, so that's fantastic. What tier is he in? This one. Anyway, Rocky. I think Rocky and Alan Ball maybe I can put together. Like Rocky wasn't out of the game, but Rocky obviously goes to a lot of pre-merge tribals, survives all of them, gets swapped into a minority, even then like survives over Anthony. I think Alan probably is more like screwed out of the game. So he technically won the battle at the swap, but then just gets out of the game. Um, wait, where's Aaron again? Aaron's here. I'm trying to remember what the difference between Rocky and these is that he also survived the tribal after the swap. I think is like what I'm leaning on as the difference there. Which would put him more in line with these people. So yeah, I think Rocky being here with Alan Ball, I think is fine. And then we have Burton, who we have to deal with. Okay, Burton. Okay, I think to credit Burton, even though Burton is voted out the first tribal he goes to and he throws a challenge and all that's really bad, he at least wouldn't have been the first boot. Like if they went to tribal first. Where like supposedly he like if they did go tribal first, like Sandra would have gone there and like fair play would have sided with Burton and whatnot. So at least there's that. I kind of want to like I feel like the minimum probably is here. Because like if we're saying that okay, Burton could have controlled the vote, then like is he that different than these people? Especially considering he also has like a decent end game stretch, I guess. Wait, there's a gap here. But also I can't see some like parallels between like an Aaron and him though. Like he obviously theoretically makes it deeper into the season. But I don't know how. Again, like I think there's a lot of like really bad play at that point though. Um, though generally like that kind of like I can kind of see that as him being worse than Aaron in that argument. Hmm. I might go here. Maybe. Which like I feel like this is definitely gonna get me some slack, right? because I think people like have a high opinion of Burton, especially in comparison to like a Roger Sexton and a Silas and whatnot. Um, I feel like Burton's just like an Aaron. It's like he made it deeper, but like even then, like I think he makes a lot of like boneheaded moves along the way. Like I don't agree with how he's maneuvering through the game. He also was the like actually voted out first from his tribe. Um, so yeah, I think Burton being there isn't the most egregious thing. It's like at least these people were able to control their tribes for more than one vote. Burton wasn't even like able to really do that. Um, and it's like when it comes to like Sean out like technically like voted out Burton. Um, Sean, like, had it not been for the Outcast twist, Sean probably makes it to a similar placement that Burton does, but also just wouldn't have actually been voted out first. Um, so yeah, I think I'm content with that. Uh, okay. Bob Dog's still bothering me. Part of me feels like I should move Bob Dog down. But I guess I won't. I don't know. How many people are we through now? 26. Wait, no, 28. Yeah, this is where we're. Anyway, we'll do this one more tier. Again, I need to fucking get more people done in future streams, but we'll deal with it later, obviously. Uh this is what 8 spots. So we'll move. Okay. So it's this tier, which is kind of an interesting tier actually. So these are supposed to be some of the better Twist Screwed players. Some of the better swap screws, right? Yeah. Um, I think these people are probably moving down a smidge, if I were to guess. Um, I guess we'll see. Watching Axis gameplay. I mean, I think at this point, I just don't. Um, I just don't ever watch Exodus gameplay until I actually play it. That'll be the funny thing to do. Uh, let's see, Aaron. I don't know how much how many tribals they go to really matters in this spot, but I'll just do it for the sake of it. Aaron goes to 1. Um, Tyrone goes to like 4, right? Tyrone votes out Wendy, votes out Jimmy, votes out the other Jimmy. So he survives 3. Bradley. Let's see. Let's move these down. Bradley. What? Bradley survives 2, right? Technically would have survived more anyway, right? If he went to them. Stephanie Johnson goes to 4. Votes correctly at 2 of them. Well, 2 for she survives 3. So yeah. Lucy. I think I'll give her credit for her elimination round, considering she's in the majority for that one. Technically it's 3 for 3. Apparently, the swap and Ghost Island, Stephanie Johnson, the rest of Malolo started crying and writing in the sand. Bradley walked up and said, "What the fuck are you guys crying about? We haven't even lost yet." Yeah, I knew that was a thing. That like the Malolos were feeling defeated. Yeah, I mean, like I think Katie, like I said before, Katie and Tarzan probably are like should be closer to like this level. It's like I think they're just like automatically moving up until we get there. Yeah, Brando. Actually, I guess we'll move that there. Brando doesn't go to a single tribal, doesn't vote a single person, but also like would have, but he might take a dip here a little bit at least. I think in comparison to Rourke, I think he was more central to his original tribe. Like he was actually like the swing with Kelly, and like they were seemed to like have the potential to like run things. But he is essentially a glorified Rourke, though. Where did I put Rourke? I moved her down a lot, right? Yeah, I moved her down like here, but like Brando's probably like a tad higher, but I don't know how much higher. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll deal with that in a second. Sabaya goes. I'll give her credit for the Hannah vote, or like the Hannah tribal. Um, survives 2 tribals. Yeah, and actually, even the one that she was voted out in was going to be a tie, so I think I can give her credit for that. Kashan, I think is 1, right? And like maybe I can give him credit for like his boot tribal, because like he was technically in the majority. It's just that through all the things that happened, like yeah, he lost what he has votes stolen, and then he did lose Genevieve, which is like fair, but then yeah, he has votes stolen, and Saul was like, well, I'm not gonna like go to a tie or whatever, or, like try to save him at this point. Anyway. All right, so like with this laid out now, I don't know what we're doing. So like, why is Alan? Okay, Alan probably should just be higher. Also they're meant to be here. Yeah, like these are like swap screwed in position that they were running things. But like, isn't that just here? Like Aaron Reisenberger here. It's like, is Aaron really that much better than these people? I guess he's more affable. Like he probably is like doing less wrong socially, but like, yeah, I don't know if he's really that much better than these people. Like he's kind of like a glorified person here. Is Brando really above Rocksroy? I mean, I would have more faith in Brandon Rocksroy, but we'll see with this ranking. Alex, I think, is interesting. I think, yeah, Brando probably is lower than Alex, maybe. I don't know. He has alliance mate to the end, which is fair, but I guess also to be fair, he wasn't the initial target. It was going to be James, but also like to be fair, he like got the vote onto him. I think I'll go here, where like at least these people were able to recover from bad swaps. Like Aaron wasn't. So like he did get a bad swap, but like all these people were able to survive. Well, I guess Sean's different, but like everyone else was like in a spot to survive at least one vote after swap, where Aaron wasn't. So yeah, I'll put Aaron here. I think I'll put him in his own tier for now. I think maybe he'll be joined by some of the people also here. Tyrone probably also is in that Aaron category. Slightly better because he goes to more tribals. I guess the difference here is that they were running, like they weren't running the tribe. You can debate that Tyrone was bad. I think Tyrone is just like a slightly better Aaron, I think. Actually, even that's like debatable. I mean, like he goes to more tribals than Aaron. I think Aaron's like on paper a better player. But I think for the sake of this ranking, I am gonna go Tyrone higher. Tyrone goes into tribals. Tyrone was more in a like deciding because like I think Aaron is like yeah he was like a figurehead, but like I think like Todd and Amanda are more so like using him, or like Tyrone was actually more like actually in the center with like Eve. Um, and then we got Bradley. Bradley might just be higher. Because like Bradley, actually maybe we should go in order of these. Because yeah, Lucy was meant to be at the bottom. I don't know if I'm sticking by that. I mean, like I guess like the thing against Lucy is the fact that she didn't make it to the swap. Um, but she also does get out of the game. It's about where like her game is pretty decent up to that point. Um, but she still did come off as domineering there. Um, yeah, not 100% sure on where to go with her. Um, I'm actually trying to remember now. What was the argument between her and Alan Ball? There was a thing that I had like Lucy above Alan Ball for some reason, right? Like they were both like idled out. Um, Lucy went to more tribals, right? Controlled the like one of the people controlling the poll vote. Um, both were like kind of weird socially. Um, oh, maybe I do just go with her. Being with Alan. But that's moving her up, and that feels weird. But I guess maybe it's fine. I think Rocky feels a bit different at this point. By the rank, Cameron's likely of returning amongst the BB19 cast where at like probably like midway through. I don't know. Stephanie Johnson. Um, Stephanie. She was in a good initial spot. Was like goes to two tribals where she's seemingly running things. Isn't booted right away after the swap, though. It's not like she's playing great there. I feel like she's probably gonna land in this ballpark. Maybe I put her above them just for the sake that she did actually survive a tribal, even though barely. And maybe that's actually better than these people. In that she survived the tribal. I guess these people survived tribal, but still, like these people were like in not as great initial positions as Stephanie was. So yeah, I think I'm leaning there. Actually, what am I doing with Rocky? Rocky goes to 5 tribals. Like, should she be closer to Rocky, maybe? Maybe that is the case. Maybe closer to Rocky. Paul just Cody and maybe Cameron. I think Josh, right? Like I think Josh is more likely. Paul's more likely. Christmas is probably not coming back at this point, right? But like, I think at a point she was more likely. Um, I would say Alex is more likely. Um, Kevin Schluber's like, I don't know, maybe. Um, Raven is like, I don't know, kind of a joke at least, or who knows. Um, I would say Jason's probably forgotten about by this point. Um, no, Matt's not coming back, obviously. Mark could have been consideration at a point, but I doubt it now. Um, Elena's probably not coming back. Then, yeah, Jess and Cody, and then like Ramsey isn't coming back. But I don't know. I think I was probably accurate, and now he's like probably like towards the middle. I think like if I were to guess, I'd say Paul seems more acclimated to come back nowadays. Or he seems to be back in the reality TV circuit. Let's see. Yeah, I think I am gonna go Stephanie in this like Rocky fuck level. Actually, I'm trying to remember why why did I have Alan Ball below Lucy? Because I actually kind of want to go the other way right now because like Alan was able to like get in a good position post swap. But like ultimately Lucy goes to more tribals even in the pre-swap. But like with Alan, I guess it shows him getting into like a good position in two different tribe formations. Yeah, I think my gut tells me Alan above Lucy. He's absolutely nuts. That is fair. But I think my gut tells me to do this. Could April Lewis come back to Big Brother? I would be pretty surprised. It's not impossible, but I would be surprised. I think Yvette's probably more likely, considering Yvette was at least like in the running for 22. Like April wasn't, from my understand. Okay. Again, we'll finish off these 5 people here and then call it a night. Yeah, Stephanie. I think Stephanie with Rocky is fine. I'm debating where if she's above or below. Like Rocky goes to more tribals, obviously. But also Rocky's Rocky. Actually, even like Brad Verita though is someone that I'm like, I'm leaning Staff. I think I might just go Staff, even though I think logistically it makes more sense for Rocky to be higher, but also I just want to kind of go Staff over Rocky. Then Bradley is Bradley at the top? I think he might be at the top. Like Bradley's someone that like at least was able to get to the like he was able to like he was in a like one of the better positions on the original of Edie and then gets swapped into like good position, but then was like kind of running that tribe also. Like his eventual elimination's kind of bad, but considering he was able to like kind of run things in like 2 different tribe formations, I think I'll give him the edge there. Am I keeping Stephanie here? I'm still debating that in my head. Wait, this here. These move down 1. now. Brando is a tough one. Like, Brando's someone that, like, his starting position is probably better than most people, like, in view right now. But I still do fault him for his elimination. And, like, he ultimately doesn't vote anyone out by the end. So I think I'm leaning putting him here. I think in comparison to Rourke, I do see Brando as more of the like I think Brando is more of the like Jessica to a degree of that tribe, than the Rourke. Even though he's taken out in a similar spot to Rourke. So yeah, I think I'll give him the credit for like seemingly running his original tribe, though still have the like dock him for not surviving a tribal and being the first vote out of his group. Which that moves him below Sean Edwards, which like I think that's fine, genuinely. Like, you could argue it either way. I don't really have like that much of a vested interest there. I feel like Sean, like, again, survives a couple tribals, get himself like he almost survives a swap screw. It's like I could see that being better than Brando. Then we got Sabaya. Yeah, generally Sabaya. Wait, didn't I have Sean? Wait, I definitely had Sean above Sabaya at a point, didn't I? When did that change? But still, I feel like Sabaya probably actually leans more here. Maybe not, actually. Let's see. It's like Sabaya controls 2 votes. Actually, let me... Or at least would have controlled 2 votes. If they actually vote out Emily at that first one. Like, even in her boot round, she had half the numbers. Like, obviously the idol play, like, her losing the vote and everything plays a factor in that, and she chose to lose her vote. But like, still, it's like she wasn't a. Speaking of that, actually, not that this is that relevant, but I did see that Couture and Sabaya broke up. That's pretty sad. Also, I saw that what was her name, JD or whatever from The Circle broke up with the guy that she married from The Circle. So that's something. Emily has to thank Hannah for quitting, pretty much. Yeah. Survives 3 tribals. Tyrone is there, though. So, like, I think the issue I'm running into is that, like, I guess Sabaya, though, isn't that different from, like, a Lucy to a degree. So, like, I feel like her being here with Lucy and Alan isn't the craziest thing in the world. Especially considering it seemed like she was, like, running her OG tribe. Cool, didn't mean to do that. It's a spot where, like, a lot of the people below her were, like, swap screwed to some degree. She wasn't that, but she was, like, really controlling her original tribe. Probably more so than a lot of these people. I guess two for not necessarily them. But also I think her elimination is less like egregious, I guess. Yeah, I'm leaning towards landing Sabaya here. Above or below? Because I actually could see her being above also. Because like with Alan and Lucy, they were out of the game. I guess see for the Alan, he like got out of a swap. Like he won the battle at the swap. Like out of the game. Lucy is probably more in line with Sabaya. I mean, Lucy had more people on her side. Yeah, maybe I do just land Lucy above. I think we'll do that. And then yeah, Sean is last. Which I don't know. Do I still stand by like Sabaya versus Sean? Like I really could see it. Like either way, have I ranked a 50 player yet? I don't think so. Right? Who's the lowest 50 player? It's like Angelina, right? And like she's not even for a while. I don't think. Yeah, there. It's like all the way up here. It's like it's quite a fucking while. It's like let's see how many people. Yeah, we're still 164 people away from a 50 player. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, so that's fantastic. And so much progress being made. How's Dance doing on a return? Like, with the reputation he has, probably first boot. Without the reputation he has, like, he probably would do well. Keyshawn, what am I doing with Keyshawn? Rand's original vote, like, was in the center of things. It does get screwed over by, like, Rome's advantage, though it does mishandle Genevieve. I think he's in this similar caliber, right? Okay, I think we'll, yeah, I think I had him below Sabaya. Do I stand by him below Sabaya? I don't know if I do. Do I stand by that? Because, like, at least with Keyshawn, initially he had Saul on side. So, like, he would have actually had the numbers. Like, Sabaya didn't even have the numbers. It's like, I think my. But I guess, like, Sabaya. Yeah, Sabaya went to more tribals, technically. Yeah, Winners of War definitely will be the top. Bradley's hired Monica Padilla, and we'll debate that next stream. And by next stream, I mean fucking tomorrow. But yeah, I'm leaning Keyshawn higher, even though. Let me think this through. So if they go to another, like if 47's tribe, like even if things played out like they wanted it to. Yeah, I'm thinking Keyshawn higher because I think even if Keyshawn went, like if Keyshawn didn't get screwed over, I think he probably survives the spot that Sabaya was in. So yeah, I think I will go Sabaya with Keyshawn here. Okay. We're done with the new people for today. I still want to look over something before we end. Well, first things first. Also, I need to double check. I fucking delete anybody. Okay, we're good. All right. So how many people did we get through today? Not many, right? Like maybe 30. 36. Okay, that's better than yesterday. I think yesterday was 33 or something, right? How many was yesterday? Yeah, 33. We got 3 more than yesterday. That's something. We're still on a fucking snail's pace, though. Like, what percentage are we through at this point? We're, what, 42%? I'm so fucked, dude. I'm so fucked. 15 days left. I mean, less than 15, right? But maybe like 10. I don't know. What was I gonna do? There was something I wanted to check before I ended. Yeah, okay. What am I doing, Stephanie Johnson? Do I feel okay about this? Like Rocky, Stephanie Johnson. I don't know if that's like a good pairing. Also, the Bob Dog thing still bothering me. I feel like he probably should be a tad lower. Like Brad and Sean, I think are fine where they are. It's really just Bob Dog. Let he survives a tribal though. I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick. It doesn't matter that much, genuinely. It's like because if I move him down, it's like where's he gonna go? Like at worst, it's here. I mean, yeah, I guess that's like a 20 spot difference. But also, I think it makes more sense that he is aligned with these people. It's just like, again, that kind of bothers me, the voting record, but he is essentially like a worse version of Brad. And I don't feel like there's other people in like this sphere that he feels that connected to there. Actually, maybe Ellie? Could I compare him to Ellie? Not really. Will the video be done by 51? The video will be done by 51. It won't be out entirely by 51 starting. Like the current schedule right now actually has the player ranking coming out until the mid-season power ranking of 51 is probably how I'll lay out. And there'll have to be breaks there for the BB28 player ranking and review in the cast assessment for 51. But yeah, essentially from like in terms of the schedule, it's like from the time of the Big Brother 28 midseason power ranking until the Survivor 51 power ranking. Like that entire period of time is just this. Is like this ranking, like the parts of this ranking coming out, with the exception of the 28 player ranking review and 51 cast assessment. So, like as of right now, it's 15 parts. Like I'm doing 50 people each part. I'm even debating splitting up the final part into like 50 to 11 and then the final, like the top 10 as a final part. I'm not sure. I said earlier, the qualm with that is that the top 10's not that different from before, so like it feels weird to like split that up when it's like it's not that special. It's just the same thing I've done before for the most part. Like maybe like one person different. But I don't know. Maybe I'll still do it though. We'll see. And also to clarify the parts, even though it's again 15 parts, the plan is for them to come out bi-weekly at that point though. Like so it won't be like one a week. It'll be likely 2 a week for most of it. But anyway. And just double checking other things. For most part, I think it's the Bob Dog thing, which I guess I'm just settling on that, and then Rocky is the other one. I'm like a bit unsure on. Like I just don't feel like Rocky and Stephanie Johnson are that similar. Like the thing they have similar is the fact that they survived a tribal post swap. but like their pre-swap is like pretty different because like Rocky was like in a fine position, but it's not like he was like running things. He was just like kind of safe because he was like a physical asset on a try that was like losing challenges a lot. Where like Stephanie was actually like more in the center of things and was like playing pretty well at that point. But Rocky just goes to way more tribals. So I think it's a spot where I think Rocky's just on his own for now. And maybe we'll get to some people later on that feel more Rocky level. And we'll like maybe have people join his tier. But I think maybe put him there. And I think Stephanie Johnson maybe is more similar to Sabaya and Keyshawn. I think it's probably what makes more sense. So yeah, I think we'll end with this. It's 4 a.m. So that's fantastic. Be funny to compare Russell's top 100 to mine. It actually would be interesting seeing what the like. Obviously, I'm assuming it's very different, but like I think it'll be funny to actually see like what is similar. There's a boys meeting and D crashed at the shame them for not including Devins and Jason. Oh, is that a thing that Devins and Jason weren't involved? Which like I mean, fair, right? I feel like Jason's like the one that would go home. Otherwise, Devins is the one that fucking nominated him. So it's like, I don't know. And yeah, they can't vote. Also, yeah, that's also fair. So yeah. But anyway, that's it for tonight. It's 4:04 in the morning. I will be back tomorrow because I like the suffer, I guess. We'll see. I'll be honest. Like, I don't know what I'm doing after Wednesday, largely because like. I'll be honest, I was tired for most of the day today. To where like, yeah, I don't know if I can keep up doing a stream every day, especially when it's like this mentally taxing of like running through all these like fucking scenarios and everything. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try though. We'll see how I feel on Thursday, but obviously I'll definitely be here tomorrow and it'll be a normal stream. But again, I do need this done though, so it's like yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I was thinking about doing a daytime stream at some point, or like maybe I think it's like I like how I'm feeling right now is if I'm not done by Sunday, which I likely won't be, maybe I'll start doing like daytime streams like next week to try to like speed up the process. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to do daytime streams this week yet. And like I can't even do any anyway until like really the only day I could do until Monday is like Friday anyway. It's not like it's that big of a difference. But yeah, I think like next Monday it's like I'll consider it based on like where we're at. 24-hour stream, that'll be fucking miserable. I mean, I said this before too. Like the issue is also just like I actually just get tired of doing this for so long. Like it's more so like I don't know if I can mentally even rank players for more than like 4 hours at a time. To where like even that, like I would even consider like doing like a morning, like a daytime stream, then a night stream also. But like I feel like I definitely need a break though in between. Like I can't just like actually spending like 8 hours in a row ranking players. I just don't think I could do it. But spending like 4 hours and then take like a 4-hour break and 4 hours again, like I think that's a lot more like doable. But I don't know. Like, we'll deal with that. Yeah, we'll deal with that probably like on Monday if we have to, which we probably will. But whatever. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. It'll be a normal stream and we'll see how it goes. Big Brother will have an episode. I'll watch Amazing Race Canada. I'll probably watch more of Amazing Race 34. I don't know what else. Like I'll probably watch my watch Laser's Black Flag playthrough. I don't know. That's probably what tomorrow will be. And oh yeah, I didn't even. I need to go fuck sleep. But anyway, I did I did prep. Actually, I might record my Big Brother Hall of Fame video tomorrow. Because I did prep that video, which is interesting. I was initially gonna do it differently than the Survivor Hall of Fame because I was like, I don't know if there's enough people. It turns out there actually is kind of enough people for a Hall of Fame, so I just did it normal. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Either way, whatever. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll again talk about I'll be in normal streams. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, another Dave Vaughn appearance. That is true. But yeah, see you tomorrow.